Check it out. Work. Oh,
Nice.
Get it, dude.
Bruh. Bruh.
Make sure you include that.
Oh my God. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Beyond Mobile podcast, your favorite podcast on
Yeah. First topic, we got the Game Awards. Just finished up
Awards.
a couple days ago. Very controversial, I feel. They had some heat in there though. Some of those games that they announced, pretty crazy. But I don't think that's there's a lot of controversy with that too. But I think most of the controversy came with the games that actually won awards. Um, Apparently the best game in the world is some poker game.
Yeah.
Balatro.
Crazy.
How many awards did it win?
3.
Three awards.
Yeah, I think here I can tell you what they are right now. They won. Balardo won. They were up for Game of the Year too. So, but they won the best independent game. They won best debate. Indie game debut. Sorry, best debut indie game, and then best mobile game.
That's crazy, dude.
A card game.
I was surprised that it was actually something that was like multi-console. It was console PC and then ported over to mobile, and then it won mobile award, best mobile game. Like,
oh yeah,
like that. Should that count? I mean, like if it's a port of a PC game,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I feel like that one is kind of weird because there was a couple other games that were nominated for best mobile game, like Wuthering Waves. That one was it's on mobile, but it's also on PC and I think on PlayStation maybe. But at least that one came out at the same time on like, across platforms. But Balatro is a port. Like it came out on PC first, I'm pretty sure. And then eventually, like I think it's only been on mobile for like a month or something like that. So it got ported over to the platform like later on. So I don't know. It feels like it maybe shouldn't have been in that category. Even I know it's on mobile and stuff, but it's not really a mobile game. It's like it's the port.
Right. I didn't know that.
It was made by an indie developer too, right? Like it's just like a handful of people that worked on this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have been Combat Master. Then is what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. None of those shooters that you and I have covered, AB, none of them made it onto that list. Bloodstrike, Warzone Mobile. What else came out this year? I don't even remember. But yeah, all those games, none of them made it on the list.
Arena Breakout was huge the last couple years, and it wasn't on there.
Oh, that one came out last year though. I saw a bunch of people in my Discord like complaining about that, and yeah, I was like, well, I don't think it would count just because it came out last year, so they probably don't.
Oh, is that how they were running it? It's like games that came out that year.
Yeah, I guess so. If not, I don't see how Arena Breakout would not have won since it's been so successful. It spawned a whole last like PC version.
Wait, I saw some other gaming awards that were not this game awards, but like different awards, like online and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They actually were including older games like COD Mobile, PUBG, Free Fire and stuff like that. So I guess every award ceremony is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got there, PG?
Oh no, I'm just kind of amazed at like how many. I mean, I obviously only play like first-person shooters, and mostly it's just Call of Duty. And I've never paid too much attention to the Game Awards, but I was just like I watched the whole thing this time, and I was very surprised by like really not a lot of shooters nominated for anything.
Yeah, that's very interesting, dude. And yeah, Balatro is what? It's a card game, roguelike,
indie,
$10. Yeah, and it's not free to play. You have to buy it first of all, which is like, it just seems so out of the ordinary for what we're used to as far as like market or business models. Most of these games that you would assume they're free to play, and then they have like their microtransactions built in. But this one was like $10 right off the rip. But apparently, it's like the greatest game of all time, and they got a bunch of awards. Nominated for Game of the Year, Mobile Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I never played it. Like I said, I'm like PG. I keep my eye on shooter games, the occasional like single player experience, but a card game besides Pokemon, I've never been interested. You gonna try it now, PG?
The Balatro?
Yeah, you gonna try it
now?
Yeah,
I might try it because it's funny. One one of our community members, Steve King, was telling me, he's like, "Oh, that's a great game. Like, it's a lot of fun." And so I don't know. I might have to try it, man.
Yeah.
As well as Astrobot too, because I've never played Astrobot, and I'm like,
That's
"I try the game
that's the
now."
big one, right? That one was huge and controversial. The Astrobot winning.
Yeah.
Have you guys played Astrobot?
No, I've
No,
never played it.
I think I played like 5 minutes of the Astro Playroom, that thing that comes pre-installed in your PS5, and it was cool, but it's kind of just like, I don't know. I could definitely see how it's a good like platformer type game, but I feel like, I just don't really connect with that character, the PlayStation little robot guy. Um, so it doesn't make me like those are not really my type of games. But if it's a Mario game, I'm gonna play it because like I like Mario. I just don't really like the little Astrobot guy. So no, I haven't touched that.
You don't like him as far as like his design and character, or you're just not attached to it because you
Yeah, I'm just not attached to it like at all. Like I feel like he just kind of came out of nowhere a little bit, and it was kind of like, get off my PS5. You're pre-installed, and then and,
He's a poser.
yeah, then out of nowhere, it's like, they come out with the full game about him, and then apparently it's also the best game ever, like Balatro. Not really my
Yeah.
thing though.
I heard really good things about that game when it came out. I was considering buying it, but the same thing, it's not really it really didn't draw me in only because it kind of looks a little too geared towards like kids. It seemed a little like marketed more towards young people. And then I had played the demo that you mentioned, the playroom that comes pre-installed. It kind of was like a showcase for the dual sense controllers. Like, oh, look at, you can feel when you pull back the trigger. You can feel when you're, you know, propelling yourself upwards, the controller's gonna rumble and stuff like that. It was supposed to be like a technical showcase. So I already had experienced that. So I was like, oh, I don't think this game is gonna really appeal to me all that much because I already played that. But watching other people play it, like videos and reviews and stuff, everybody was like hyping it up, and I'm like, well, you know what? Then it's kind of giving me like Mario vibes. You know, it's kind of, still kind of geared towards like, like a younger audience, right? It's not Gears of War, it's not Halo, it's something like a little bit more family friendly platformer. And so I was like, it does look interesting. If I think of it, if I come at it from a perspective of like a Mario fan, then maybe it'll appeal to me. But they were still charging like 60, $70 for this game, right? Or was it half
Yeah,
price?
no, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it's
it's
The
like
like,
full.
$60 right now.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pass. It does look good, and from a it looks technically good, like graphics. It doesn't, I didn't see any complaints about like bugs or needing patches or whatever. Like it seemed like a sound game, but it just couldn't pull the trigger on it. And yeah, mentioning the character, the Astrobot himself, people were saying that since this game was so like highly reviewed, people were thinking that people were mentioning that Sony has been lacking like a mascot, like a character that you can associate with Sony. They've tried like Crash Bandicoot, they've tried, like Spyro the Dragon or whatever, right? They try to associate some kind of character with Sony, and they've never had that mascot. Sega has Sonic, Nintendo has Mario, Xbox has, I guess, in a way, Master Chief,
Mhm.
but Sony never had one. And so people were thinking that this could be Astrobot, like it could be Astrobot. And especially with like all the outfits and the 30-year celebration in the game, like you can dress up and unlock characters that look like characters from previous Sony games. There's so much potential there. So Astrobot could potentially be like a mascot for Sony. We might start seeing him more in more like promotional material or like t-shirts, merchandise, things like that. Because considering that this game, I also saw someone mention that Astrobot for this generation would have been like Mario 64 for our generation when we were younger. What people might look at it like, oh, that's just a kids game or whatever, but this is the generation that builds the future generation of gamers. What I mean, this is going to be the kids playing for the next 20, 30 years, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, found that interesting. There's some good points there as far as the game itself. I don't know, never played it. It beat out Black Myth and what were the other games?
It
Balatro
was
and
Black Myth, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy,
Oh, that
Metaphor.
that one was kind of controversial. The whole Elden Ring DLC being even like included in the first place.
Mm.
Because I think that's new. I think they haven't included DLC as like a Game of the Year nomination before. I know with The Witcher 3, Because the whole argument with the Elden Ring thing is like, oh, but the DLC is so big that it can kind of serve as like a standalone game. But The Witcher 3 was the same situation. Like both its expansions were kind of like extra games. That's how long and that's how much content was in there. And I think those were not included for like nominations because it was still a DLC at the end of the day. But then I guess they just were like, nah, let's just do it for Elden Ring. Um, I don't think it should have been included, just because not because it's not good or anything, but just because it's DLC and you have to buy, the 20. I don't even know when Elden Ring came out, 2022 or something. You have to buy that game in order to even access this one. So there's like an additional paywall there that isn't there with Black Myth or even Astrobot or whatever it is. So, yeah, that was a little weird.
So it wasn't paid DLC, right? Like if you
No,
owned
it
Elden
is.
Ring,
It
oh,
is.
it's paid DLC. So you had to
Yeah.
buy the game and then buy the DLC.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is. It might be
Oh,
like 40
that's weird.
bucks. Yeah, it might be like 40 maybe. But yeah, you can't just buy the DLC and play it as a standalone game. You need Elden Ring. So really it's not $40. It's like 100, because you got to buy Elden Ring and then you
Oh,
got to buy that. Um so yeah.
oh, damn. In my opinion, it shouldn't count then. That's an
Yeah, it's like
expansion pack. You know what I mean? It's not a full
Yeah.
game. Can't
yeah.
consider that. That would
Yeah,
be
cuz then it's
like Call of Duty when they used to sell like map packs. You can
Mm.
nominate
Yeah.
map packs for Game of the Year.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
They should have just included that. I don't know if they did, but they should have just included the Elden Ring one in like the best ongoing game or whatever it was, if they really wanted to nominate it for something, because
Mhm.
that makes a little bit more sense than, this is Game of the Year, but it's not a game, it's a DLC, and also it's attached to a 3-year-old game or, whatever. So yeah, it's a little odd. And they also didn't in that category, they didn't include, I think, the Cyberpunk the DLC expansion, which is also like really big and kind of can stand as its own game, but you have to buy Cyberpunk to get it. And they didn't include that one, but they did with Elden Ring. So it's also like
Mm.
why yes to some, why yes to, not, why no to others, and it's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Do you think maybe it had something to do with like a because they announced the Elden Ring online multiplayer?
I think
Because that's
probably,
a
yeah.
standalone title, right?
Yeah, that one's gonna be a new game. But yeah, I think probably that, and also just because Elden Ring, even now, is still like so big, like the fan base is just so big, and people are still playing it, even though it's a single player game. People are still playing it like 3 years later or whatever. So they probably just wanted to have that included because that's such a big fan base. But yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna include DLC for like 2, 3-year-old games, and you have to do it for others too, and you can't just choose one just because it's kind of a fan favorite, and then not choose other ones that should also qualify too.
And
Yeah.
I
They
know
should
you're a
have.
fan of Elden Ring. Did you download that DLC?
I haven't played the DLC, but I have beat the game. Like I'm on my second playthrough right now, so I have like a ton of hours into it. I really like the game. I look forward to playing the DLC, but even with how much I like it, like it's still like you know it's DLC.
Did you try it, PG? Or not your kind of
Uh,
game?
wait, Elden Ring?
Yeah.
No, I've never played Elden Ring ever.
No Bloodborne, Dark Souls, none of that.
None of it. I'd be
Bro, they're
willing to
so
try it,
hard.
but I just I don't
Dude,
know, man. I'm a creature
I
of habit,
can't,
dude.
bro.
it's
I
gonna
tried Black Myth Wukong and it's good,
I,
but it's so hard, dude.
yeah, I remember
yeah.
watching you stream it. I can see the
Then I get
pain.
made fun of.
Dude, I heard apparently the whole Astrobot Black Myth losing. Apparently the developers were like really upset about it. Do you know
The
that?
developers for Black Myth?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, do you know that? I don't know exactly what she is, if she's like a journalist or what, but Alana Pierce. She's like an internet personality, and she like covers games and stuff like that. I think she.
Shara Lanazard?
Yeah, yeah, her.
Yeah, I know
Um,
her. I like her. She's dope.
Yeah, she I saw this clip earlier actually. She was basically saying that where she was sat at the Game Awards, she was with like the Sony team, and I guess like to the front of them or something was the Black Myth team, and that when they announced the game of the year and it was Astrobot, that the I don't know if it was a singular person or like the entire team or what, but that someone on the Black Myth team was crying, and that they were just like very clearly upset, and like her chat is like saying like, were they crying out of happiness or like whatever, and she's like, no, they were clearly upset. And then I
Yeah.
think today or maybe yesterday, the dude, like the main dude of the game or whatever, basically like put out like a statement or something about his feelings on it, and it was kind of like a rant of like kind of being like a sore loser a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, basically being like, it's great that we got nominated for all this stuff. This is the first time for a game that, you know, is coming out of China, but we and it was basically him kind of being like, we thought, you know, Black Myth should have won. Um, but yeah, it was kind of crazy. I guess they're really passionate about their game, and they you know, they thought it was gonna win.
Sony has more
It
money.
shows.
That's why.
That's the other argument too, is that Sony people were calling it the Sony Awards. You know, that's
Yeah.
they were saying that a lot of Sony games were winning, but Sony also does have like that's kind of
Oh yeah,
what they
Helldivers.
do is they come up with exclusive games that, you know, they've always been, you know, kind of like Nintendo, where Nintendo has a lot of original IP. Sony has been striving for, you know,
Mhm.
original IP exclusives, you
Yeah.
know, first dibs on games and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I mean, they got
Helldivers
some
won a
great
couple
studios.
awards. Yeah.
Yeah, Helldivers 2,
Yeah.
but that was originally it was just a PC game, right? And then they ported it to PlayStation, and I think it's coming to Xbox. I don't think it ever released on Xbox.
Mm.
Yeah,
Um,
Sony does a lot of those like timed exclusives, like only on them for like a year or
Mm.
something, and then it can go on other platforms and stuff. I think they did that. I could be wrong, but I think they did that with Final Fantasy VII.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, and the other thing too, Final Fantasy 7, like 20 years later, still getting nominated for things is crazy, bro.
That
Yeah,
that
who
one
plays that
though,
game?
it's from what I understand. I haven't played that one, Rebirth. I played the remake, but apparently they are two different things. So how it's because their naming scheme is confusing, but basically every Final Fantasy game is like a different set of characters, like a different, you know, sort of like story. So the characters in Final Fantasy 7 are not the same in like Final Fantasy 13 or whatever, you know,
Right.
despite sounding like it's, you know, the progression, like the sequels and stuff like that. So Final Fantasy 7, the Rebirth game that they nominated, it's not the remake of Final Fantasy 7. It's a new story. It's technically like a sequel to the events of what happened in Final Fantasy 7, but they're still calling it Final Fantasy 7 because of the way that they do their like, you know, so it's in the Final Fantasy 7 universe, but despite being called Final Fantasy 7, it's a sequel, not like a remake. Or
Okay.
yeah, it's really confusing,
Got you.
like how they do it because of the naming scheme and stuff like that. But like Cloud and like Sephiroth, all those characters,
Yeah,
they're tied to Final Fantasy 7.
right. But they're not
And
in remake.
yeah, no, they are. They are. The Final Fantasy 7 remake is the remake
I'm
of
so confused.
that's what I'm saying. Everyone's so confused about it because their naming scheme is weird. But no, the game that came out a few years ago, Final Fantasy 7 remake, that's just a remake of the OG Final Fantasy 7. And then this one, the one that got nominated, Rebirth, this is the sequel, I guess. So this is like the sequel to the events of the, you know, of the original.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You clarified it for me, dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
legit thought it was like an HD remaster to the remake. That's
No,
what I thought
yeah.
it was. Okay.
It's like Final Fantasy 7.5 essentially. Like it's you know, like
I
a
never
little.
played a Final Fantasy game.
Me either.
I've played 7, the remake, but I haven't beaten it fully. But that's the only one.
Mhm. I think the closest thing I played was Kingdom Hearts. Isn't that kind of tied to Final Fantasy somehow? Don't they have characters from Final Fantasy?
I don't even know. I never played that game.
Yeah, it
Oh.
was it was a Square Enix game, and Square Enix was making the Final Fantasy games, and they licensed the Disney property, and then they basically like they made a Final Fantasy game with Disney characters, and there was cameos from Final Fantasy characters in it. So
Gotcha.
yeah, Ms. likes them. She has them all. Ms. plays them.
The first one
Or
was cool, dude. I was addicted
she
to that
tries to
thing.
play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy award show. Yeah, I don't know. I think Black Myth should have won, dude.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
What game would you have expected or would you have wanted to win? So Black Myth for you?
Yeah, for me, yeah, it just It's more my thing, I think. And it was an incredible game.
By UPG.
My game wasn't in it, man. Combat Master.
I was thinking like he's gonna say Black Ops 6 or something.
I know. No,
PG making sure he stays partnered.
Bro,
I've never played any of those games that were nominated. But I would have thought like Black Myth Wukong would have won that just because
Yeah.
of it was such a big deal. And I mean, I don't, like I said, like I don't generally watch these, so I don't know how these go, but I was looking at past winners, and it doesn't seem like a lot of first person shooters, especially Call of Duty, is
Like,
even
mentioned.
yeah, mentioned in these things. So I don't know what that is or what the deal is with that, but I yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Astrobot, like I've seen like people playing it like on YouTube videos and stuff like that, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm tripping out on the card game. Like that's weird. That was nominated for Game of the Year. Like that thing must be really good. I don't know. I gotta check it out. But yeah, just like the lack of like first person shooters in these like big awards is kind of
Do you
weird and
think
kind of
Call of Duty should have
concerning.
won anything though? Like realistically, like what should
Mm,
they have won? And if you could pick a category,
I mean, I think they were only nominated for a couple things, but
I think it was multiplayer game and then
it was like
sound design.
audio, yeah, audio design, and it was a multiplayer. I wouldn't think. I mean, because wait, hold on. Let's look at multiplayer really quick. Let's look at. Let me look at who was
I
nominated
think
for
Mario
those.
Party was in there.
Yeah, so it was Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, which is the one that won. Super Mario Party, Tekken 8, and Warhammer. And I haven't played Warhammer, but I mean, I don't know. I think Call of Duty seems like the to me it seems like the dominant, like when you think multiplayer would be the dominant, game for that category. I don't know. I mean, Helldivers 2 is a good game and it's a good multiplayer, but I don't really think of like if someone was like, oh, what's the best multiplayer game, like, and if they were just talking about shooters, right, I would probably be like, I mean, Call of Duty, because
Yeah.
it's just I feel like it's the most popular game as far as like multiplayer goes.
I know AB would probably I know AB would probably disagree because I know he's a big Helldivers guy. But
Yeah.
I feel like Helldivers 2 was a very like flavor of the month game. Like I feel like everyone was playing it and I was seeing it on like TikTok and YouTube, and then it just disappeared until a couple of days ago with the Game Awards and when they like announced that update. Meanwhile, like I don't ever stop hearing about Call of Duty, even during times where I don't play. It's
Right.
always talked about. It's always mentioned. It's always breaking records and stuff like that. So yeah, I wonder what the category, like how do they pick the game in that specific category? Like what are the what's that checklist that's like, okay, it does this, like, because it's clearly not like player's choice, I feel, because I think Black Myth won player's choice by like a landslide. I think they said it was like unanimous that Black Myth, out of all the games, it won player's choice, but then it doesn't win game of the year. So how does that work? Like the players choose this game to be, the best one out of all of these. So like, so what's that checklist that they, because I feel like if it was up to just people, I mean, realistically, who's still playing Helldivers this far in? Everyone's still playing.
My brother.
he's one of 10 people still playing. I feel like if it was up to like normal people just choosing and then they go off of that, then it would have been Call of Duty like by a landslide, just because it's so popular. It continues to be so popular despite being so old. And
yeah, who picks the winners? I don't understand. Like, how does that work with these Game Awards? Who picks the winners? Is it like a panel?
From what I understand, how they even choose the games in the final category in the first place, that is like a player's choice. I think you vote on it and then like the top 5 or whatever, get picked. But then I don't know how it is they choose, who's the winner in that. That I think we don't actually choose. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like,
Shady, man.
I saw that a lot with Astrobot. I saw like people being like, Sony just wanted to win, like they wanted to be in headlines and they wanted they wanted to.
It's big money, you know what I mean? Because how many? I wonder. I would. This would be interesting to see like how many people have bought Astrobot since the awards. Like how our sales gone since the awards. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know, man.
Just because of that, I'm gonna buy 2 copies of Black Myth Wukong to support them.
Do it, Jab. Do it.
Well, even though Black Myth didn't win, I mean, they had you got to give that studio credit. I mean, they made it was like the first
Yeah.
like I guess AAA Chinese developed game that went international and like sold millions of copies. I think millions, right? If it wasn't
Yeah,
millions,
yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely imagine that being like your first game and then it like blown up. You know, it
Yeah.
may not have gotten all like the awards or whatever, but I mean they definitely did make a name for themselves. And I'll be honest, playing Black Myth Wukong, it was great and all, but it wasn't without its own flaws. You know, they had, definitely what they called it, like a steep learning curve, you know, and then there
Yeah.
was some graphical stuff like sometimes the shadows would be way too dark or a lot of invisible walls. You know, you think the game is pretty free roam and it's not. It's pretty linear. It's
Yeah.
basically a boss rush game. You know, you just go from point A to point B to fight one boss, and you go from that point to the next point to fight another boss. So I mean, it has, it's a great game, but it's not without its own flaws. And even with the Call of Duty thing too, yeah, Call of Duty may be super popular, maybe outselling and making all these records, but think about the community. How many complaints does the game have? You know, with their monetization, their battle passes, their black
Yeah.
cells, their bundles. They're using AI art now. I mean, that's they're laying off a lot of artists and stuff like that. I think they've fired like 300 artists or whatever, like in the past 6 months or whatever it is.
God
So
damn.
now they're like using more A art on top of that. Audio, they got nominated for best audio or audio design, but how many times have we played the game and we're like, where do they come from? Where are these
Yeah.
footsteps coming from?
Yeah.
Are they above me, below me? Like I didn't even hear this guy come in. Like what's going on? So like the games may be super popular because it's Call of Duty and they're gonna always be popular, but like if you look down into like the technical aspects of the way the game is, played out, how it's handled, the even like the communication between the devs and the players, like it's non-existent. People are getting shadow banned. There's cheaters. There's hackers. The game, if you really look at it, it's huge. It offers a lot, but it also gets very messy. And so, does it truly deserve any kind of awards? It's fun, but technically, like what I mean. Like you look at it, and you're like, damn, this game's kind of busted. The company's kind of
Yeah.
whack too.
Yeah.
I
Sure,
looked
you're
up
right.
I looked up the sales numbers about the whole Astrobot thing and Black Myth. Black Myth has sold 20 million copies on Steam,
Alone.
and Astrobot has sold 1.5 as of like a month ago. So it has like 20
Yeah.
times the amount of sales. But yeah, that also is not like it, and that I think that would just be one of the that checklist thing, like kind of like because obviously if it's selling well, it's because it's resonating well with players. No one's buying a game that's necessarily seen as like a bad game or whatever. But I mean, I feel like that shouldn't be the number one indicator of like, yeah, this game deserves to win, but also it should be considered at least like some type of indicator
Yeah.
as to like what deserves a spot on that list and stuff like that. But yeah, crazy. I feel like Black Myth should have won. I feel like just because it's like their first game. It's a brand new IP. It was like first of many things, like first AAA game out of China to hit the global market. First one to like break this sales record or this one, stuff like that. It's coming off a year of having something like Elden Ring, where it's like people want these hard games and stuff like that, and it manages to do it despite having nothing to do with the Elden Ring team and stuff like that. And it was just really unique, like the monster design, the character design and stuff like that. It did, yeah, like AB said, it did have a lot of issues. Like it did sometimes look like it could be like open worldish, and then you go and it's like an invisible wall and you can't progress past that point anymore. They could have probably done stuff better like that, but then again, this is like a relatively newer studio, and this is their first time making a game like this, and they're breaking records like crazy, and in a market that's not even their own. They're from China. Most games that come from China stay in China necessarily, like kind of, you know. So I don't know. I feel like there was more to that game than there was to Astrobot, which is just another. You know, I know I saw right now it said the Astrobot team was only like 70 people or something like that, but they're still funded by Sony. It's a company with unlimited money. You know, like it's yeah. I don't know. It's definitely it is definitely weird though that a lot of Sony games did win, and sometimes in categories I feel like they shouldn't have. I saw, I think, did Helldivers win best ongoing game?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
I don't
That's the
like
one.
like bro, how did that win best ongoing game when again it was like it came out super popular, you know, and then everyone played through it and then it kind of like died off for a few months, I feel. And then something like Fortnite, which is like they've done so much in just in the last year alone, like that engine upgrade that they did, the custom games that they added, the new FPS mode that just came out like last week, like they keep getting these crazy partnerships and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It I don't know how that game didn't. I know a lot of people like hate on Fortnite and they see it like a kid's game and stuff like that, but you can't deny that it's like been like a crazy successful and good, like, you know, game. And I feel like Helldivers was definitely not it for that, at least.
Yeah, I
Stop
thought
hating
Fortnite
on
was gonna
Helldivers,
win
bro.
that
It's a
one.
good game.
No, it looks great. It looks
But I
really
agree.
Yeah.
fun. It
I
looks
agree.
yeah, it
I
looks really
agree.
fun.
It
I
was a good
just
game.
If Fortnite should have won it. When you
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking too. I thought it was gonna win.
yeah.
I'm not a Fortnite guy, but when you look at what Fortnite has been doing after all these years, and then when they switched back to like OG season 1 and they had like record breaking like players come back to the game, like damn, like
That's what I'm
Fortnite should have
saying.
won it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they did that whole no build mode and that blew up. At some point it had more players in it than like the other mode, the normal building ranked mode and all that stuff. Like they listened to the
And,
community and
and it's free to play. You can
yeah.
download it anywhere, mobile, PC, Xbox, Play, you get Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's everywhere.
I
It's free.
I played
Yeah.
it on my Switch too, and it's actually like because I played Overwatch on my Switch. It's horrible. It runs really bad. It just looks bad. You know, same thing with Apex. But Fortnite actually like looks pretty clear and like it doesn't look super blurry like some Switch games and stuff. It is only 30 FPS, but it like maintains 30 FPS the entire time. So it's like smooth once you know kind of get used to it a little bit. And I was like surprised. I was like, how is no one mentioning that like they have this huge game and it's not a cut down version either. It has all those like custom game modes and all that shit. So it's like the full thing and it runs really well on the Switch, which is like a 10-year-old Android tablet at this point. And it's like, damn, like how does this game not get more credit for all these technical aspects? Like Call of Duty can't even get audio right. And they've got this, you know, this technical marvel essentially running on Switch. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. So game of the year, Black Myth, all the way around.
Sure.
Nah, bro, Balatro.
BG's like, nah, bro. Combat Master.
Combat Master, come on, man.
What I will say too about the mobile game thing, I feel like Pokemon should have won, dude. I know I'm biased because I'm a big Pokemon fan, but I feel like every few years, like we get a new Pokemon game. Hell yeah, dude. We get a new Pokemon game, and they're always kind of like reinventing themselves, and like that new game will like just take over. And you know, they did it with Pokemon Go, obviously, like literally everyone was outside playing. They've done it with just like other games and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but like Pokemon Unite, I thought Pokemon Unite was like a smaller game. It's like top 5 esports game in the world of mobile wise.
Damn.
Yeah, it beats out COD Mobile. Like, I thought COD Mobile would be like top 3, top 4. It's not even like top 7. It's like, I think it's like the 9th place or something like that. And Unite is like more popular. So it's like, I feel like you know, they've done enough with that franchise where they've done like completely different games and stuff. And then this year they come out with that TCG Pocket game. And it's like doing crazy numbers. I think in the first like week so it made more revenue than Warzone Mobile has made in its like 8 months, which is kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy like the numbers that they're doing. And like I've seen so many people playing that game, and like it's one of those things where it's like you don't just hear about how popular it is, like you actually see it. And no awards, no nothing.
Well, yeah, Balatro was better, I guess.
Balatro,
That's
apparently.
I've literally never
That's the better
heard
card game.
I'd never heard of anyone talk about that game until the Game of the Year awards, and yeah, I'm not saying it's a
Who
bad
makes
game.
that game?
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I've played a couple card games and they're cool. I've played like the Witcher card game, Gwent. I've played obviously the Pokemon one. You know, I've played a couple, but I'm not knocking it. I'm sure it's a fun game, but I literally never heard about it before the Game of the Year awards, and apparently it's like the best game to ever be made, and it's crazy.
I haven't played it, but I give it a 1 out of 10.
I saw someone in your chat. I think it was Concha. I think he was like talking about it, saying how good it was, but like
Oh
even
yeah, like he actually plays it. Him and Steve.
yeah,
You said Steve King, right?
no,
Yeah, well,
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if Steve King actually played it. I think he's, I think he said that he's seen people play it and like it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it is fun. I don't know about like I don't know about all the awards that it got. Best indie game for sure. Like give it to them. But best mobile game, it's not even really a mobile game. It's on mobile, but it wasn't made for mobile originally. And then to also get a Game of the Year nomination, like we could have possibly gave that to someone else, you know.
Don't forget that last year it was a Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. crazy.
Imagine.
They didn't even nominate Combat Master, dude.
I know, man. I thought I was gonna see Alpha walk up on stage.
It's just Spry.
It's
been him this whole time.
He's walking.
No, they were the guys dressed up in the Squid Games outfits. That was them in the Squid Game suits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I looked up. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. AB specifically. I don't know if you've ever heard of gaming on phone. They're like a mobile news. Yeah, like one of the most popular mobile news websites. They did their own Game of the Year awards for mobile games, obviously specifically. And for Game of the Year, mobile Game of the Year, Wuthering Waves won, which is the one that I told you I think also should have possibly won, just because it's like technically like very impressive. Like it's like a PS5 game on your phone. And then for the runner-ups, Balatro was not even mentioned, so they don't even consider it necessarily like a mention for. Again, it's like it came out like a month ago, and it's a PC game originally. It wasn't, originally meant for all the other games that they mentioned are like games that were either designed specifically for mobile or were designed with mobile like long before they actually released. So they came out at the same time as PC, PlayStation, whatever it was. But yeah, they didn't nominate. They also didn't nominate Combat Master Awards on mobile, by the way. they did. To be fair to them though, they did nominate they did nominate Bloodstrike.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good stuff. Real recognize real.
Yeah.
That's why the three of us are here today. Hell yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
So
PG was a real one when I first heard his voice. The first time I heard him say "foo" and the higher the socks, I knew it.
First time I saw the bandana, dude. I saw that bandana, I knew.
Hey, Charlie Holmes.
Charlie Holmes.
Give me some of that chon chon. Bro, watching that South Park animated version of it, I don't know why it was so much worse than the real version. I felt nasty watching it.
Yeah, I felt dirty. Really?
It was just like a fan made South Park recreation of that whole scene. But bro, for some reason it felt worse. It felt worse than the real one.
Yeah. It was bad.
Man. The classics.
Damn, I need to watch that movie. It's been a minute.
Yeah, me too. Watch party.
We gotta watch it before these fucking drones take us over, dude.
I'm scared. Hold me.
that whole dude, that whole drone thing, at first I was like not really paying attention to it, and then now I feel like every day I open either Twitter or TikTok, it's just like new sightings, but outside of New Jersey. Like I sent AB a clip last night, and apparently they're like spotting them in Vietnam now. And then
That clip is scary.
yeah, and dude, it's like you literally see a policeman like in the street, like looking up towards it, and then like a couple on like a moped, like kind of slowing down so that they can also look, and then they go on their way or whatever. And that was crazy. And then I've been seeing, I don't know if they're real, obviously, but I've been seeing clips too on TikTok of like they've been spotted in LA now, like around the LA, like the Bay Area or whatever. And yeah, dude, it's crazy.
I haven't seen any of that stuff. I haven't watched any of it. I have no idea. I've heard about it, but I have no idea what's going on with the drone stuff.
AB's got you.
PG's he's part of the cover up. That's why he doesn't
Yeah.
want. He can't bring it up. He works with the 3-letter organizations.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing. Okay,
It all
this whole
started at
thing.
AB's house.
You guys know that I love the alien stuff, man. I know Jab does too. But like this, I made a video leading up to December 3rd because there was supposed to be like a huge alien invasion. And we were like jokingly counting down to like December 3rd. We're like, oh, it's midnight, boys. Like, do I get to call out tomorrow or what? Nothing happened, no alien invasion or whatever. But then like the following week, I guess, now we start seeing all these UFOs, these lights. Now they're just being called drones. Now now it's gotten to the point where there's like multiple things in the air. Now there's drones, there's orbs, there's lights, and I've even seen the word plasmoid being thrown around now. So there's like it could potentially be like a million things now. Um from
What's a
like
plasmoid?
a plasmoid, yeah, it's supposed to be like an entity made out of plasma or something like that. It's just like a
Oh,
glowing mass of
got it.
plasma or something like that. Kind of like the sun. I guess the sun is made out of like burning plasma or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. But now they're just only over New Jersey for whatever reason, right? That's where they all started, like 50, 60 drones hovering around Jersey, New Jersey. And supposedly a lot of these drones were not like just commercial drones. Like people have been able to zoom in on some of them and they're like huge, they're massive, they're like car sized.
Oh,
Now, that's not like a commercial drone. It's not like you can just go to Best Buy and buy a car sized drone.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple people have pointed out a couple models of drones that are about that size, and there's one that's an agricultural drone that people have been starting to use now in the agricultural business, so people can load up their drones with like pesticides or different chemicals, whatever, and they can fly them over their crops and they can dust their crops instead of having like a plane, right? We used to do like the crop duster planes. Now people can use a drone, and the drone can fly over their crops and deliver the fertilizer, sprays, whatever they need to do. Because some of these drones apparently have been seen pouring stuff down like mist
Mm.
over crowds and stuff, and people are like, "Hey, be careful! They're spraying stuff. They're
Yeah.
spraying stuff." And that's an example of people pointing out that agricultural drones do exist. So maybe someone got a hold of agricultural drones. The other drones that people have been bringing up are like military style drones, and people have pointed out like expos, like military expos, or um, people have had a chance to look at, I guess, like experimental drones that the government has been working on. There's like videos and stuff of people like going around and like filming like 360s at like conventions and stuff of these like really like car-sized drones. Like they're huge, they're massive, but they're kitted out with like turrets and like sentries, and they have like missiles like attached to them that they can deliver. They can deliver payloads, and
I
they're
want
massive.
I want that.
Uh, and people have pointed out like, okay, it's going to be either two things. It's either going to be people just goofing off, goofing around, right? The alien invasion didn't happen, so now maybe like a hobbyist group or something like that got together and like, hey, let's just create our own little alien invasion and just stir up the pot, right? It could even be Mr. Beast, right? Just like I tricked the world into an alien invasion. Watch how I did it.
mm.
Mm.
You know, it could be something like that, right? It could be for clout, people secretly organizing this thing. But people are pointing out the military size ones, and people are connecting them to some air bases that are near New Jersey. There's like some actual military bases there. So they're saying that like maybe that's why we're not getting any answers from the military or from the government. They're like all denying. They're like deny, deny, deny because they don't want to admit that like yeah, it's our own government drones that we're testing out. We're running exercises, experiments, you know, because a lot of that stuff is hush hush, right? We shouldn't let everybody know what we're doing within our government and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People have also mentioned that they seen. I think it was like a reporter or a government official noticed that a lot of these drones were seen flying over the water, like 50 drones just flying over like the ocean or whatever. Like they were coming from off the coast. And so I guess the someone pointed out that there's also like a delivery system that the Navy has been working on where they can basically like set up like a launch or a mothership and they can send out the drones and then bring them back and they can like change batteries out and then send them right back out. So they're like experimenting, testing out, I guess, you know, new military drones. The craziest conspiracy that I've seen is that I don't know if it's the craziest one, but there's one where they could actually be looking for a dirty bomb. Like there's an actual dirty bomb on the East Coast right now, and they're using these drones to detect like uranium or whatever like that floating like particles in the air. And
Yeah.
they don't want to alert the public because they don't want mass hysteria. They don't want people to start freaking out. Um that's 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 one of them.
Yeah.
The other is that there's actual orbs or aliens out there, and the government is trying to intercept or trying to distract the orbs, UFOs, UAPs away from from like you know the populated areas. But I know I yapped a lot on that one, but that's
Nah,
basically
dude.
everything that I've
No,
seen online so far. So like, and
That
there's
was a really
tons of
good
videos.
explanation.
it
Thank
was.
you.
Yeah. Bro,
I
I
feel
was
smarter now.
right before we started this, I told AB, I was watching a clip of I forget what he was. He's like a multi like a career drone manufacturer dude. Like he said he's a CEO of a drone manufacturing company that has government contracts and works with the military. And he was giving his like whole thoughts on like what's going on. And the whole reason I saw it was because Joe Rogan, obviously like one of the biggest personalities in the world, he retweeted it saying like this is like one of the only things that has like kind of scared him about the whole like all the theories and like all that stuff. And I guess also because of like the credibility of the guy. And I was watching the clip a little bit. It's a long clip. It's like 10 minutes long or something, but I was like kind of skipping through it, and his theory, his whole thing is basically what AB just said, that there's most likely a nuke, like a dirty bomb somewhere in New York, New Jersey area, and that they have no idea where it is, and that it could be like an enemy nuke, and that they're using those drones to try and find it. But one of the reasons why they're not acknowledging that and saying that obviously is because of mass hysteria, but also because that apparently some of these drones could potentially be like they could see into your house essentially, like they would be able to, and that they're basically, I guess the theory was that they're committing like mass privacy violations right now by like scanning through all these areas looking for any traces of this bomb. And so that's another reason why they're not acknowledging it, because that would essentially mean like they just violated like millions of Americans, privacy and rights and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, he basically, I guess, was saying that like he thinks that it's that he thinks that it's like it's not aliens, it's not anything like that, that it's like a dirty bomb, and specifically I guess like Russia. And yeah. Obviously the other popular theory is that yeah, it's aliens, and I guess the whole reason why it's kind of weird that it would be that whole bomb thing though is that now these drones are being spotted in other places around the world. But then that also, if it is the whole thing, maybe they're playing into like it's aliens, and now they've got, kind of to like, not focus on New Jersey anymore, and they kind of be like, oh yeah, look, they're popping up in LA, they're popping up in Vietnam, they're popping up wherever it is. It must be, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I do know that they gave out a statement. Like I saw some lady give out a statement. She said that as far, they don't know what it is, but as far as they know, it's not like enemies or like an adversary or anything like that. But that's pretty much all they said. But
Did you see that that lady's wearing a UFO necklace?
No.
I want to see if I can pull it up.
Pull it up, dude. When I saw that clip though, the tweet was like, government acknowledges aliens are behind drones, and then it's her just being like, it's not an enemy country as far as we know. And that's all she said. Like, she didn't say it was obviously, extraterrestrial or anything like that. But yeah, people are definitely like hyping it up as like, no, this is for sure aliens. But I don't know, dude. Apparently I saw this morning, it said apparently they've also been spotted now on top or nearby the Capitol, like the US Capitol, and that they haven't been shot down, they haven't been intercepted or anything like that. And I'm like, dude, like what's going on? Like, you would
That
think
means
that,
it's the government, dude.
yeah, like you would think if it was like a potential for like to be an enemy or to be even like an alien or whatever, they're not letting that shit go over the Capitol, dude. So the fact that it is, it kind of
Yeah.
does it kind of does hint towards like, yeah, this is just us, like it's just a military thing.
I don't trust any of it from what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think that whole bomb theory, I think that's probably true because they would not admit that they let that shit slide into the country like undetected, and it would make them look really, it would make the I feel like it would make us look really like just dumb and like weak kind of.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Like it shows a vulnerability, right? Like we're supposed to be the USA, where we have, all this technology and defense systems in place. And if people can get to us that close, like New Jersey, New York area, like bro, like that's always been like a a potential target. Like
Mhm.
if anyone was to attack the US, it's always going to be like New York because it's huge and it's an influential city, like it's known around the world, and it's a big impact if you can, it sends a message if you attack New York, the capital, LA, San Francisco, like those huge cities, like they always got the potential to send a message if you were to like execute an attack on any of those cities. So
Yeah.
I mean, there could also be a lot of copycats. There's also a lot of drones from people trying to send up their own drones trying to record these
Oh, I'm
things.
sure. Yeah.
So now there's like multiple things in the air. So like it's getting really, really like tricky out
Everybody's
there.
got their drones out. Yeah.
Exactly, bro.
On
I'm trying
top
to
of
find
whatever
this.
they're doing. I'm sure,
Yeah,
man. That makes sense.
I can't find the clip of the girl now. Oh, the
I'm
lady.
gonna send mine up. See what it
Oh
sees.
yeah, it said, yeah, dude. You know how fun it would be to go out there and like try to record our own stuff,
Yeah.
make a whole field trip out of it.
Yeah. I would just end up flying mine into somebody else's.
There have been
That'd be
reports
it.
of people trying to send up their own drones to record the drones that are already in the air.
Yeah.
And people are saying that there's like some kind of like electromagnetic field around them and it automatically knocks down people's personal drones.
I don't know.
Oh, here
No
she is. Here
idea.
she is. I found her. Dude, you're not gonna believe it. She's literally wearing a UFO. She's wearing a
Yeah.
UFO.
Necklace.
It's so yeah,
Are you
dude. Oh
are you
my god.
jealous?
I need to
You want
find
it?
out where she got hers.
Yeah, dude, that's
Okay.
crazy, honestly.
Let's see.
Oops. Did I close it by accident?
It's up now.
Oh, what? She does.
It is a
That's
UFO
crazy.
necklace. You think she's
Yeah.
trolling?
That's crazy, dude.
I
Come
feel
on,
like when
man.
they do this stuff, it doesn't help the situation.
Yeah.
Like when it happened in Miami and the officers or the police department, they were like, "Oh, aliens don't exist," and then like CG'd a little alien in the background. It's like you're not helping the situation. So like this lady here having, she's at the Pentagon making an announcement, and then she's like, "Let me put on this little UFO necklace just for fun." Like, bro, like
Yeah,
don't do this to the people, bro. Like, cause look, if you let the clip play
that's
out, like she's
crazy.
legit wearing a UFO necklace, and she's telling people, "Don't worry, guys, there's no UFOs." Like, bro, what?
Let's see. Ooh, can't hear it.
You can hear it?
Not really.
It was a little
Did you hear
low,
it?
but yeah,
Yeah.
I was able
I
to
can try
make it out.
playing it again.
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not
There you go.
drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Why is she wearing that, dude?
I feel like
So
the conspiracy theorists are gonna eat that up and be like, look, they're hiding it in plain sight. Like she's literally wearing a UFO pendant while she says this isn't UFOs. Or I mean, she kind of said that, yeah. But yeah, I feel like this just fuels that. This just fuels those people that are gonna be like,
yeah.
they're showing you, but you guys aren't watching. You guys aren't looking. I think it's
maybe.
I think it's possible she's just trolling. Like maybe she was like, I want to fuck with these people a little bit. Like,
Or she's wearing on purpose because they want to distract people and make them think that it is UFOs and not
that
something from the government, right?
yeah, I think the most likely answer is definitely not the whole we're being watched and invaded by aliens right now. I think it's like, oh, they're trying to cover up like either like a major fuck up or something that they know is about to happen, and aliens is just a good way of doing that. It's gonna get everyone talking. Everyone's gonna focus on that. Meanwhile, they do whatever it is that they got to do.
Yeah. Well, supposedly it is supposed to be a fake alien invasion at some point from
Project Bluebeam,
stuff
bro.
that's going around. Yeah, there you go.
Imagine, dude.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that Spider-Man movie, the one with Mysterio, the MCU movie?
Yeah.
Imagine
With
if
Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah, bro. Imagine if they had drones like that could like portray like super realistic looking what was it called, holograms or whatever. Like that would
Don't
be.
they have stuff like that now?
Like
I
projections.
mean, who knows, dude?
They're gonna put Tupac in the sky.
It's a clip of these
biggest concert ever.
car-sized drones.
Yeah. Good thing Tupac's attacking you.
Oh wait.
Shoots down.
They already
Okay.
have it. They already have the
wait,
hologram
never mind.
stuff. So I could imagine why wouldn't they have it for something they
For
can shoot
drone.
up into the sky? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
got stuff
dude.
we don't even know about.
Yeah, whatever we're seeing now, they probably got stuff that's like 10, 15 years into advancements that they don't show us.
Yeah, I've just said that. Okay. J5000 is like Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam. Like I just said
Look
that.
at these drones, dude. They're
God
massive,
damn.
bro.
Oh, dude,
They're
this reminds me. I saw someone said like, look, a drone was spotted over like somewhere here in California, like somewhere near the beach or whatever. But then people were able to discredit because it was actually like really good, like for once, really good footage, and it was during the daytime. But then they discredited it by saying that it's actually like a commercial drone. So these rich people have drones that are this size, and it literally just takes them to. It's like a private airplane, but it's a drone, so it's a lot cheaper, I guess. And people were like, yeah, rich people can buy these for like 200 grand, and they have like an hour or 2 hour long battery or something, and they can just take them from one point in LA to the other, and they look like this.
They can ride in them like that? Like,
yeah, it's like single passenger or like 2 passenger
crazy.
drones, and it's dude, it's nuts.
Damn, he's got guns on it. That's crazy.
Dude, there's a whole different world.
It could be stuff like this.
But you know what kind of discredits some of this though? These are all in some way like I wouldn't say commercial because obviously like none of us are buying them, right? But they're at the very least available, I guess. And also the problem with drones is that they don't have much battery. And some of these drones that are spotted in New Jersey are staying up for 10 hours at a time.
They're out there all night, dude.
Yeah,
How
dude.
are they
Really?
picking that up?
Dude,
Yeah.
these little drones that you get like on Amazon and stuff like that, the ones that are like, the size of like a computer or something, they literally last like 30 minutes, an hour, like because it uses up so much, battery. And these are car sized and they're staying up for 10 hours plus. Like we don't really see that type of battery technology like available to normal people.
Giant batteries.
I have seen some reports. I think there's also a gas powered drones, and I think those last longer. I think those were the ones that were They were the ones that like when the Ukraine war had started out, there were like these drones that were traveling from like Iran to like Ukraine. I believe those were gas powered.
Maybe
Gotcha.
they have hybrid drones where they're electric and gas.
Yeah. Some crazy stuff, dude.
Maybe some of those sightings where they say like two drones kind of come and then they separate. Maybe that's like a reload. Maybe like one goes, gives another battery or something, and then it kind of goes off. Or like you said
Could be.
earlier, AB, when they're seen going in like the ocean or whatever, like past your line of vision, and they come back up, and it's like maybe that was just like a re-up.
Could be. See, this is a video of them spraying stuff. You can see like mist coming out of the drones.
Yeah,
What I would say to
that's
that
scary,
though,
dude.
because of the whole agricultural drone thing, like, is there even farms around that area where that you could explain that as like that's just someone dropping pesticides on their farm?
Especially not at night.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
especially
be flying that stuff at night.
especially not
Nah.
at night, and I don't know many farms that are that close to like normal civilian areas where you could film
Right.
it and you could see this stuff happen. Like it feels like that would be something that's definitely not allowed. I don't know. That's super crazy.
Oh, that's a different game.
Marvel Rivals.
Here's another one. These were apparently, I think,
Damn.
in China. These are in China, and they're misting, bro.
Nah, man. No way.
Bro.
Get
But-
out of here with that.
So this clip here that's been going around, it's a good example of those drones because someone apparently debunked this. They said these were Chinese drones spraying disinfectant during COVID. Old video. So it's a good example that these type of drones do exist, like those agricultural drones.
Yeah.
But why would they be flying in mass over New Jersey? Makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like I feel like some of these things can be explained in different contexts, but then when you give that context of they're all in New Jersey, they're all staying up for like 5-10 hours at a time, and they all seem to be, doing this weird stuff in that specific area, then it's like, okay, well then, why is that happening? Like what's going on? Yeah, agricultural drones exist or like disinfectant drones exist, but why are they in New Jersey right now? And why are they all bunched up
Yeah.
together? Maybe there's a
Yeah, it's
portal,
really- it's-
dude.
Oh man, that has to go back to like the
Oh, that AB, play that.
oh, this one. Yeah, let me turn it up. Bro, PG, you're not gonna believe this, bro. People that are driving through New Jersey are hearing this audio through the radios, bro.
Oh, really? K-Rock?
Hmm.
Dude, that's crazy.
I saw a debunking thing. Apparently that is real. Like the radio thing is real. Like if you were there and you tuned in, you would hear that. But apparently it's because someone hijacked the station and is trolling and playing that. Yeah, so but I heard that and I was like, hell no,
That's
dude.
crazy.
It reminded me of the sound. I don't know if you guys saw that movie Arrival, the alien movie.
I don't think so.
They kind of sound like that. They make like weird, like underwater-y type of sounds when they communicate or whatever. And it sounded like that. I was like, hell nah, dude. But then I saw people in the comments being like, yeah, there's some troll hijacked the radio station.
And
Yeah.
that's what's making this whole situation worse is that like there could be like a legitimate thing going on, and then there's the government denying stuff, and then there's the people that are recording stuff for real, and then there's the
Yeah.
people that are like, I want to get in on this too, bro. Let me start messing with people.
Yeah.
Let me dress up this
Mhm.
drone. Let me hijack the radio station. Let me start uploading fake videos. Like there's just so much like pollution now that you have to like sift through it to see what's actually real.
Yeah. I don't
Here's
know.
another one.
I don't know if he has, but I haven't seen it, and I don't even like. I always see this dude's tweets, Elon Musk. I don't even follow him, by the way, but all his shit is on my timeline. Like every time he tweets, I haven't seen him address it. I haven't seen him say like, "Oh, it's just
Him
this
or
thing,"
Trump.
or yeah. And you would think because they're supposed to be the whole for the people and like against the current establishment and stuff. And this is happening, and they're not addressing it at all, which is super weird.
Really weird, dude.
Because you would think he would be jumping on that immediately. Like the dude tweets 10,000 times a day, and nothing. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at his profile right now. He's just talking about the Twitter AI, the thing that makes images. Like everything is just it's just that.
Watch this clip, bro. Watch this one.
So it looks like a parachute jumper got some pretty good footage of these drones over.
Someone jumped out of a plane and fly next to it, bro.
So it looks like a parachute jumper got some pretty good footage of these drones over New
Should have
Jersey.
jumped on one.
It's crazy. Full disclosure, I'm a commercial pilot, and this is unlike any aircraft I've ever seen.
It's shaped like a TIE fighter.
Yeah, that's Star Wars, dude.
So it looks like a parachute jumper got some pretty good footage of these drones over New Jersey.
That's crazy.
Wait, but they said the person that recorded that is someone that's falling in the sky right now, because it doesn't look like they're moving.
Nah, it doesn't.
It looks like they're panning to the left instead of like falling down.
Yeah, that's weird.
Someone said America first, Imperial TIE fighter. Someone said that's definitely a TIE fighter.
Dude, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It looks like one.
Yeah.
Damn,
So I think those are the only ones that I managed to bookmark on freaking TikTok. But there's like a million things coming out, dude. Like so much stuff.
Yeah, Jab, I think that's the most like crazy part about that video is had that guy just pause in the air.
Yeah, because I've never been
I feel-
skydiving. I know you do fall pretty slow when you skydive. That's why
Yeah.
people can take these like 5-minute long videos and post them on YouTube and stuff. But he doesn't look like he's going down at all. He looks like
No.
he looks like he's just following something.
What is he writing on?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
real question.
I wouldn't be surprised if that one's like another troll, like a digitally.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, dude. It's so hard to tell what's real nowadays
Yeah, That's
because
true. Yep.
of AI and how good like commercial like CG software is now, that like anyone with the MacBook can make stuff like this now. Like it's crazy. And it doesn't help that all this stuff is happening only at night in New Jersey. So like you can get away with it not being the best quality because it's always low light footage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw
There
people
was,
saying once I saw people saying like that if it was actual like UFO or anything like that, that we would already have like 4K pictures of it or whatever, because consumer DSLR cameras are like easily available, and that some of these things like they can, even in like pitch black, they can capture like a really high quality picture.
What's this guy doing?
Oh man. Hey, that thing's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Real UFO right here, boys.
That thing's dope.
Dang,
I looked
no
up a
shit.
UFO in Vietnam and this is what popped up.
No way, dude, that's crazy. Whoa.
Oh, and
freaking
it actually works.
You might be so claustrophobic in there.
Bro, put me down for 2.
Does there say YouTube on it?
I think so. Bro, that's sick.
I think
That's
look
crazy.
over
Look at that.
Bro, he's doing
Damn.
a flip.
That thing hauls ass too.
I want one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Bro, I'd live in there.
Yeah,
All cozy.
dude. How do you see out of
YouTube.
that?
It's crazy,
It's
bro.
got that little
I mean-
visor. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, you can see out the front of those
Oh,
little things probably.
it looks like
Yeah.
it looks like the base of that was like a jet ski or something. So it's probably like a yeah,
he
it-
just modeled it around.
it looks
Yeah.
like it's like a super tricked out jet ski. That's why it skips too, just like a jet ski.
Yeah.
just like that's
Dude, that's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh, here's,
Oh,
here's
that's-
the Vietnam one,
Yeah, that's the one I was saying, PG.
bro. It's too
They're
still.
just they're
Like,
still, and
still.
look, the cop is just looking up at it. Those people were like stopping to look at it.
You run into them.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're even shaped kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know though. Oh, that's like Jab was saying. Like you don't even know. Like people
What?
can,
Yeah.
you know, make this stuff up. Like
Yeah, that's
It's really it looks like two shapes in the sky. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about a lot of this is that it's hard to tell what's true just because literally anyone with an iPhone could make something like this in a few hours, like if they have
Yeah.
the skill set.
Right.
What I think
So
does give it a little bit more weight though is the amount of footage and sightings and things like that because there's not, 2,000 like professional CG designers in just New Jersey and they also happen to be posting that stuff on TikTok. Like most of that's
yeah.
just amateur footage. So
Right.
I don't know.
Man.
I want it to be aliens though, dude. I feel like yeah, dude, we need like a little DLC expansion going on. It's
DLC expansion.
Spice up the life a little bit.
hell yeah, dude. Little new game plus, put it on a hard difficulty. See what happens.
Hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
crazy though. I feel like if it wasn't that whole the dirty bomb, military stuff thing, if it was actually aliens, I feel like this is also kind of how they would handle it, where they kind of just not really acknowledge it, and then when they do, just be like, oh, this is a local law enforcement problem. Like the Pentagon's not worried about it. Like this is not, a foreign adversary or whatever. Just because they would probably be trying to figure out like how are we gonna fucking solve this thing before the mass hysteria kicks in. So that's another thing that makes it hard to kind of pinpoint like what's actually happening because this feels like a realistic reaction that they would do if like a genuine UFO or mothership or whatever was up there. It feels like that's this is what they would be saying too. So
Just wait until they start like unaliving a bunch of people, and then they're like, "Hey, we're having an alien invasion."
even then, dude, they'd be like, this is digitally altered. This is GTA Online DLC. Don't believe it.
This
Have
is
you
just
seen the videos
promotion
of
for
people trying
GTA
to shoot
6.
them down?
I saw a video. I couldn't see the gun or anything, but you can hear like a ta, 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 and they're like
Yeah.
clearly
really?
recording the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, can we get a marksman out here and like, give him a rifle and let him solve this thing? Like,
Yeah.
People were also wondering why they haven't brought out like those old spotlights. Like the World War II was or whatever, they would like actually light
Yeah.
up the sky and like aim it up at it.
yeah.
And they're like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like people are like, how come we aren't using spotlights to check these out? How come we're not sending up our own drones to go find out what these are? So there's like a lot of like secretive stuff going on. Supposedly one of them actually crashed down. It crashed down like in a Home Depot parking lot or something like that. And I guess people called it in. They're like, "Hey, one of them just crashed out here." And then I guess the police and stuff they rolled up, secured the area, and they like recovered it. But the people make the argument. They're like, "Well, if this actually happened, how come there's no like phone footage of it actually crashed in the parking lot?" But there's like
Yeah.
interviews with like a reported employee, and that person's like, "Yeah, man, it crashed down. It was like right here, and it like scorched the ground, and they all just swarmed it and picked it up and took it away." So.
Yeah, that whole like why is there no footage thing and stuff. I think normally I'd be like, yeah, it's because it's fake or whatever. But then like what we were saying yesterday, AB, about the whole Miami mall incident and how literally no footage from inside the mall ever came out, whether it was like the CCTV footage or like a store's, like security cameras or even just people recording on like their iPhone. Nothing ever came out of that. And so it's like super suspicious because, you know, there's a high school fight like and there's like 10 people recording, but you're telling me like this massive sort of thing event is happening, 80 plus police cars outside and no one was recording, like, so that's made me a lot more suspicious now when like something like this happens and then yeah, like there are people that are saying that they were there, they saw something, but then no footage is coming out. That makes me feel like, okay, someone had to have been recording, it's a little suspicious.
People record everything now.
Yeah, dude,
So,
like
yeah, makes sense.
always, and it's inside a mall. There had to have been like 200 plus cameras, online, just covering various angles and stores and stuff like that, and nothing got. Why, if it was just kids running around with fireworks, why didn't they show even like just a quick clip of them running around with the firecracker or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, Nothing came out of that, and so that was always super suspicious to me because that was such a big like police presence that I don't think we've seen even in not to mention crazy stuff, but like school shootings and stuff like that. Like you never even see that much police present with something like that. And then when we saw that with the Miami Mall thing, it was like crazy amounts of police and zero footage. And then now things like this with the whole New Jersey thing, we have people that live there or work there being like, yeah, this thing happened, and nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I was
Yeah, because
thinking?
usually when
You have a subscriber that lives in New Jersey, AB, Alex.
does he? I thought he lived in Long Island.
Oh, actually, you're right. Never mind. I was gonna say you need to DM him, tell him to go out there with a camera.
Yeah. The other night he did a live stream driving his Mustang around town. Pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy that there's so much footage and so much of this going on right now, and then at the same time so little. Like
So little. Yeah.
it's crazy. I hope it's aliens though, dude.
Yeah.
Really weird stuff, dude. Hopefully it's not the dirty bomb thing, bro, because if that is, that's scarier than the aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest. I'm not getting drafted, dude. I'm too old now.
Yeah, me too. I'm too old.
I'm gonna say
And I got a bad back.
I'm gonna say like I hurt my ankle. Can't do it, sorry. I'm gonna show him that
Super
video.
bright
I'm
outside.
gonna show him that video of me when I was skating and I hit my head. I'm gonna be like, this disqualifies this
Yeah.
disqualifies me, right?
Emotional damage.
Oh man.
Damn.
But yeah, anyway, not enough alien talk. I feel like PG's scared. Let's talk about YouTube, bro.
Let's talk about it.
I've been like for the last like two years, I've been like struggling to figure out what I want to like focus on and upload. Obviously, my channel has been you like 90% mobile gaming stuff for like the last 4 years that I've been uploading or whatever. And at the time, I didn't think too much about the subject of what I was gonna do when I started YouTube. I kind of just did it because I was playing a lot of mobile games at the time, and it was easy because I could do everything on an iPad. Like I didn't need a PC and a capture card and all that stuff. I just needed the iPad. But then as time has gone on, I've gotten access to PCs, to laptops, to PlayStations and stuff like that. So the ability to make content on other platforms is like right there for me. And then the same time too, like the mobile platform, specifically shooters, like the mobile shooters have been like on a decline like crazy, like so many delays, so many like shutdowns. Everyone's still playing the same two shooters from like 2019, COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, and it's like 6 years, 5-6 years since then and stuff. And it's in the last 2 years, it's kind of made me just be like, do I even want to be making mobile content? But then at the same time, it's like, well, I already have 20,000 plus, people that are expecting mobile content. So if I upload PC or if I upload PlayStation or whatever it is, that might not click with them. So it's been tough. But one person that I've been watching to try to figure out like basic YouTube advice and stuff like that has been Lord Heck. He's been making a ton of videos lately. He's successfully changed his mobile gaming channel into like a YouTube advice channel, and it's crazy because I was looking at his catalog of videos, and like he was kind of getting like similar views to me in mobile games, like 800 views, 1K, 2K, whatever it was. And then just out of nowhere, he's like, how I made $40,000 on TikTok in like 6 months or something like that. And now all of a sudden his videos are getting like 100K views, 80K views, like crazy numbers. And I've been listening to him, and I've been trying to apply some of the advice that he gives and stuff like that. It's tough though, because YouTube is so like, I feel like it's really tough if you're trying, like for someone like me that's like trying to transition to something different. It's really tough, and yeah, that's what I've been dealing with for the past 2 years, trying to figure out what do I even want to continue doing. And yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I know AB, you sometimes feel like that, right? With like Do you even want to be doing mobile, or do you want to do PC? Do you want to do, just shooters in general?
Yeah, it's really hard, dude. Because the whole reason why I started with mobile was just initially it was my internet situation. Where
Mm.
we live, we live out in the boonies, so we couldn't get like fiber optic. We couldn't get there's not even cable services out here. Like it's just all satellite internet. And at the time, the satellite internet was data capped. It was slow speeds and stuff like that. So it was really hard to like online game. I remember I had bought Call of Duty Blackout, and I couldn't even update the game. It was gonna take like 4 days to update it. So I was
Yeah.
like, dude, like I can't even freaking play like my PS4 games anymore, or PS3 at the time, whatever it was. And so I was like, you know what? What can I start playing? Like, what can I start playing that's like it's gonna be kind of like a better connection speed? And surprisingly, my mobile data was faster than my home internet.
Yeah.
So, and then some friends had told me about PUBG Mobile. So then that's why I started with the mobile gaming. And not only me, I could like play with friends. I got Miz to play with me, my brother to play with me, and that's how the whole channel kind of got started. Was mobile gaming. It was what I could make content on because I could. The connection speeds were there. Was it what I originally wanted to do? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I wanted to do like Nintendo gaming. I wanted to do Fortnite stuff like that, but my internet speeds didn't allow me to. And so once the mobile thing started, I was like, well, let me just stick with it. Let me play PUBG Mobile, make videos. Let me play COD Mobile, make videos. There's Area F2. That's something new and different. Let me make videos on that. And so it just kind of kept going that way because that was what was available to me. It wasn't my original idea. It just kind of what fell in, and it was what was available to me. Sometimes you have to just roll with what works or what's available to you, right? The
Yeah.
resources that you have. And so that's what I kept going with, and eventually we started to have success with it, and that's why I stuck with it. And then I do enjoy mobile gaming. Like COD Mobile is still something that I enjoy playing. I love it. It's like my favorite game. But there's always games that come up that I wish I could play, or like people will gift me games for like the holidays. You know, I still have games that are still in the plastic, shrink wrapped. Like I never opened up certain games because I'm like, oh, I can't really get into this game right now. I'll put it on the side and because I got to finish grinding this battle pass in COD Mobile or whatever. And so it's always kind of been like it's kind of once I started doing the mobile lane, it just kind of kept me going that way, and I really couldn't stray out to do too much other things. Because anytime that I play a game, I'm like, man, I should like if I want to play a certain game, I should make content on it because otherwise, I'm not utilizing my time wisely. Like anything that I play has to be content. If it's not being used for content, then I'm just kind of I'm losing that opportunity. But then when I do upload content, videos, and other things, it's like, damn, I got like a fraction of the views. It's like, okay, so now I really can't play anything else because if I play Metroid Dread or whatever, there's like no views in that. If I want to play a different campaign game or whatever, the views aren't there. So it's like I'm gonna just keep sticking to mobile and try to get those mobile videos out. Even though I do like mobile, it's very constricting. You kind of feel almost caged in into this space that you don't want to be in. You kind of wish like, oh, I wish I could just upload on something else and the views will come, the community comes and all that, but it doesn't always work out that way. But yeah, I mean, I like the first person shooters. I can keep making content on first person shooters, I think. And I think even within my own community, there's people that like I only ever played COD Mobile with, but because Warzone's free to play, they're like, "Oh, we download that right now. I got an Xbox." And now we're playing online. Like John
Yeah.
Ye. I never played an Xbox game with John Ye. We always played COD Mobile. And then the dude downloaded Warzone and now we're running games and getting dubs in Warzone. So, there's also that chance too that like we've been on YouTube, or at least me. I've been uploading videos for like the past 8 years or so. So if I had a community member that was like 15 at the time, that person's like 20 something now, like 21 now. You know what I mean? They're a little bit older now. So I'm also thinking too, like, I just eventually the audience is going to grow too, and they're going to move on to other things. Like, I'm sure there's people that are in the same situation. Like, mobile is all they had or all they have. And now that they're a little bit older because time has gone on, maybe they can buy a console, a PC, and stuff like that. And I have seen that with the community as well. But it's just really hard when you see the views and stuff. The return is not there. You're like, damn, man, I tried really hard with this video, and then the return is not there. It's like, kind of sucks, but you just got to move on. You just got to learn from it and move on, right? You can have a video that's 20,000 views and your next one's 200. You're like,
That
damn.
that's me right now, dude. I got a video last week, that streamer drama video that I did. I think it's at like 22K right now, and it's made
I
like,
bet you that's killing it.
yeah,
Like,
it's done well. It's made like $90, which is like, it's a lot more than my normal videos make. My normal videos do like $2-3 maybe. And then my most recent uploads are like 100, 300. So I think one of my Pokemon Pocket videos right now just hit like 600, but that's still like half of what the channel usually does. So yeah, it, like what you said, AB, it's like, it's tough because sometimes when I want to play a game, I'm like, I want to play this, but I feel like if I'm not making content on it, it's just a waste of time. Because I could be using that time to make content. I could be using that time to record, to edit, whatever it is. And because of that, especially in the last year, I think I've started to play games just for fun a lot less. Just because I have that sort of guilt feeling of like, well, but why am I not recording? Or like, how can I make this into a video? Should I be live streaming this? Like, things like that. But then a lot of the games that I want to play are games that don't necessarily mesh well with like the mobile community. Like, they don't give a fuck if I'm playing Gundam Breaker 4 on Nintendo Switch. Like, that they can't play that. It's not going to be something that necessarily appeals to them. And it's tough. It's very tough because I feel like YouTube sometimes it kind of rewards you for being in a very specific like niche. And if you happen to be the type of person that wants to do multiple things, you're not really rewarded for that. It's kind of like, oh, well, maybe you should do that on another channel, or maybe you should, put that on TikTok instead, or whatever it is. So yeah, sometimes it can, that feeling that you said, that kind of like constricted feeling. I get that all the time. Like I get the feeling of want to make something else, and then if I do, it flops. And if I convince myself not to, then sometimes that leads to me not even uploading anything at all, because I'm like, I don't want to make this mobile video right now. I don't even play mobile games in my personal time that much anymore. And that's one of the reasons why in the last few days, I just been uploading that I uploaded one video, like YouTube video, like showing how I made like 2K in like 3 months or something like that. And then the other videos have just been Pokemon Pocket videos, even though I know that they're gonna do really bad. It's literally the only mobile game that I play nowadays. And I was like, I don't really want to continue making mobile videos for the sake of making videos. And the responsibility of it. I would rather just, upload those 200 view videos that I actually want to make, instead of the stuff that I know will bring 2K, 3K, 5K, whatever it is, but like I genuinely don't really have any interest in it. But yeah, PG, you're a little bit different though, because you're not a mobile creator. You're a PC, you're PlayStation kind of, you're shooters on there. But I'm sure you have your own struggles too, right?
Oh yeah, man. My channel has been hurting for a little while now, and it's like it's so slow going, like trying to find more community, new subscribers and things like that. It's been tough, and I'm on my like 4th year. Yeah, it's been 4 years. Exactly, almost 4 years since I started streaming, and I'm still trying to find my place. I like Call of Duty. That's like one thing that I've always kind of played since the beginning of Call of Duty is Call of Duty, and that's been a standard in some GTA. Like GTA and Call of Duty are the only games that I really bought like throughout the years, and the only games that I really played, but more so Call of Duty. And so I think I kind of screwed my channel up, because when I first started, I wasn't doing any of that stuff. I was doing like beer and old school video game reviews, which I thought was a good idea, but it wasn't getting any traction, and so it was kind of tough. So I was like, hey, let me just and I was getting burnt out on that, because I was like, I'm not really in like all this editing and creating this stuff. So I'm like, let me just live stream Call of Duty. So then I started doing that. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is a lot easier, I like playing this game. And then I got into DMZ and started doing that. And like, I had one good DMZ video that got 20,000 views, like a how-to video. But then, it's like you guys say, like, you spend time creating a video or whatever you do, whatever you're doing, and it takes a lot of time and it doesn't hit. And you're like, oh man, I got like 50 views. Like, this is demoralizing. I don't like, what am I supposed to do here? So I, and at that time, then I found Combat Master, which it was good, but it was bad at the same time because it was a great community, but the it was a pond, right? More other, like, and like Call of Duty is like a sea, right? A never ending like sea. So you start specializing in this pond, which is very small, and that's where I started building all my community was through Combat Master. And I'm not talking trash on Combat Master at all. I love Combat Master. I love, Alpha, love all those guys. But it kind of messed my channel up because now when I try to do anything else, it just bombs. It doesn't even matter how long I take to edit something, whatever it is, it bombs and it's demoralizing. And so like Jab was saying, like Lord Heck, right? I started watching him and paying attention to him and him like making these talking head videos, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try some of that stuff. And I think for anybody that's been doing it long enough for a good amount of time, and especially like you guys would be amazing at it because you guys have been doing it for a while and you have a lot of knowledge and you can talk about your experiences, with your channels and gaming and all that stuff. And like I said, your experiences through all this stuff and what works, what you think works, what doesn't, and people, I think people are gravitating towards those videos because they want to see honesty. They want to see real stuff. Like they're tired of all this like fake Mr. Beast stuff and all that stuff. And there's a market for that still, obviously, but people are wanting to see real things. They want to see, how people are doing things. They want to learn and they want to see people's experience, especially when you start talking about money. That's where like things go. Like you start talking about your analytics and how much you're making. Like if you notice, like Lord Hex, like his big videos are like when he's talking about his analytics and showing what he's making. Like those are the biggest ones, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people want to see. And I've tried that, right? I did a little video of like, hey, this is how hard it is, and this is what I'm making. It's very hard. Like this is not easy, you know. But so I started kind of doing that kind of stuff too, kind of moving away, and it's kind of like therapeutic too, right? It's nice to like give people that information, and I like being real with people and being honest with them. So it's kind of cool to do that. But getting back to what I'm saying, it's been very tough to find my niche, I guess. And I don't know if I need to start a new channel at this point or what it is. I'm kind of at that place right now. I haven't been creating much, any long format videos, especially. Like I've been doing some shorts here and there, and I'll go through like spurts of that. And so it's been very tough, and it's like it hurts my brain like trying to think about like what do I want to do? Do I want to keep focusing on making like game content, live streaming? Like even live streaming is tough. Like it's been very tough. And so it's just I don't know, it's like all of it, it's like tough. So I'm like, do I just start a new channel and start doing like, help stuff, like making talking head videos and telling about my experience and maybe like trying to help people, stuff like that? Or do I keep that on this channel? Or do I keep doing live streams, gaming? Like, what do I do with this? And so that's why I've been trying like to do fun stuff, like kind of like trolling people a little bit. But I'm an introverted guy. Like, I'm not like the greatest at that stuff. I can't just, like I can create some funny moments like here and there, but like for some of these guys to be able to do that, like without any, like, oh man, like it kills me inside because I'm not a real talker or like to mess with people that much. But so I've been trying different things to be more entertaining because I think what you have to provide is either you have to be entertaining or you have to provide some kind of value to somebody like with information. So gaming is tough. It's been a very tough experience for me, except for if I'm doing Combat Master stuff. But even that community has like taken a dive, like big time. Like it's a game that's just like and Alpha knows this, and the community knows this. It's a game that's flatlined all the time, and has little spurts of life, like very small spurts of life. But most of the time it's flatlined, and they've even said it themselves, like Alpha and Spry and them, and they're like, yeah, go play the games that you like to play, but when we do updates, come back to our game. So they know it's like that game where it's not, But like I said, maybe it was a mistake that I got into that. I love the game, but it kind of like made my channel. It's that, and if I don't do
Yeah.
that, then I'm not getting any kind of views or any kind of love. So
Yeah. Bro,
it's been very tough.
Bro, it's crazy that you mentioned that because I was thinking of doing another one of those talking head videos specifically about Combat Master because I have the same experience. It kind of like almost killed my channel. It basically what happened was that when the game first came out and like AB was making videos on it and I was making videos on it, it was blowing up in the mobile community like crazy because of the similarities to Modern Warfare 2019. And I was riding that wave. That video that I did, the 2K in 3 months, whatever. Combat Master was like a big part of that, and because I was just covering like all the controversies. Like back then, they had like stolen assets and like from various games and stuff. So I would make a video, talking about this, talking about that, whatever it was. And I mean, I made a ton of money, of course, in that time period. It helped boost some of my other content as well. In a 3 month period, I went from I think 3K subs to like 15K, so I was gaining crazy amounts of subscribers that I'd never seen before or even after. And it was crazy. But then all of a sudden every single thing that I did was dominated by like, where's Combat Master, when's the update coming, are you going to be live, like if I was streaming Apex or something, they'd be like, are you going to do Combat Master after this? And then I'd see like the live concurrent viewer number go from 50 to like 20 because like I was like, nope, I don't have anything about Combat Master for you guys. And then it was just a big drop off. Same thing in videos. I would be making an informative video about like Warzone Mobile or Apex, and I would get like 10 plus comments like, hey man, where's Combat Master? Like, when's the update? Have you talked to Alpha Bravo? Blah, blah, blah. And it just became this thing where I was like, man, I obviously I profited a lot off of Combat Master and that wave. But at the same time, now I felt like I kind of like pigeonholed myself into being the Combat Master news guy, and anything I did was either dominated by questions of it, or it just didn't do well at all. And that was super super tough. And then I tried to like fully like rebrand away from, like AB knows, I tried to rebrand away from Jaboosle just because it was known as like Combat Master stuff, and I tried to do Jab Plays to emphasize like, hey, I'm a gameplay channel. I'm not like a Combat Master news and leaks channel and stuff like that. And and that didn't work. I ended up losing like 1,000 subs, I think, in like 1 week just from uploading non-Combat Master stuff. I was doing like Pokemon Unite and like Apex Legends Mobile, I think. And yeah, it was tough, dude. And that like really messed with my confidence as like a content creator for honestly for like up until this point, like 2 years basically. Like it was just like, it was crazy. Eventually I was able to get away from it. I just stopped uploading. I never made an announcement or anything like that. I just stopped uploading Combat Master stuff. If I got comments on it, I'd either like ignore them or I'd just be like, nah, I'm not playing that game right now or whatever. I would make videos from time to time, like when they had those major updates, like when that BR mode came out and stuff like that. But then I would go back to doing my other stuff just because I wanted to separate myself from that game like crazy, just because it really really hurt my channel in the long run. It was really good for like 3 months, 4 months, whatever, and then it was 2 years of trying to recover from that. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy hearing you say that happened to you too, because yeah, that was exactly like my experience. And I too, like I was never in love with the game, but I enjoyed it. Spry has been really cool to me. Alpha has been really cool, but it's definitely had like a really negative effect on my channel overall. And even still, dude, I'm still trying to figure out like what do I do from here, and like it was a major factor in like me not wanting to make mobile content anymore and stuff. And it's crazy.
It is, man. It's I feel like I'm drowning right now. I'm just trying to stay like above water, and it's hard. And I I don't blame the game. Like I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I decided to start making content on it, and like you said, like Alpha and Spry have been very nice to me, and I can I consider them like friends at this point. So I just it's just it was it's just one of those things, right? It's like I don't I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's been hard. It's been very hard, and I've kind of gone away from the content, like somewhat. Like I'll do news, right? When if things come out, if I hear things or I get things from Alpha, like I'll make like a Comment Master news video on it. But other than that, I don't like make any content anymore. I don't really stream it unless it's an update, and that's pretty much it. But I've been trying to just play Call of Duty, pretty much like Call of Duty, but nobody. It's like nobody wants to watch it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants to watch it, and and YouTube isn't showing it to anybody. They're not like, hey, look at this guy. He streams Call of Duty. It's like and like you're saying, like I don't know if it's like you're saying, like YouTube doesn't want to show what you're doing unless you're just doing that one thing
Yeah, it doesn't
instead
really
of like
it doesn't really
yeah
reward variety
no
really. It rewards
no
it rewards when you focus on a specific niche and you
right
spam that. And then
yeah
when you try to step out of that little, that thing,
right
it's like boom, 100 views and
right yeah. It's like almost they want you to create multiple channels.
Mhm.
You know they don't yeah. And so
That's another
unfortunately,
thing.
I might have
Yeah.
to do that. So
Yeah, that's another thing that I've been struggling with too. Like I already have another channel. AB knows about it. My Nintendo based channel. I made that during like some of my low points where I was literally uploading like 5-6 videos a month, just because I had no motivation to upload mobile content. And
yeah
so I was like bro, like I like making videos. I like making content. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I feel like they just don't go on this channel. And so I made a second channel, a Nintendo based channel, and I made videos on there, and they were actually successful. Like, I was surprised. I've checked the analytics on it, because I usually don't check it a lot, but almost every video is like at above 1,000 views. Some of them have even hit like 15, 20K and stuff like that. For a essentially, I think I have like 20 uploads on there at most or something. So it's been pretty good. But at the same time, even that, like even uploading a second, or sorry, even making a second channel, I would still like be working on Xenojab content, and I would feel guilty that I was not using that time to upload on Jaboozle instead. So it became this kind of cycle where I was like, I don't want to make mobile content. I want to make, Nintendo content, whatever it is. I work on
right
Nintendo content. I feel bad about not uploading on Jaboozle. And then it goes back to, I don't want to make mobile content though. And it was just this like cycle. And then it would just lead with me not uploading anything on either channel. And
oh
it's
yeah
yeah, it's been tough. If honestly, if I could do it all over again, I don't think I would have chose mobile as my subject. I would have either waited until I had access to like, computers and stuff like that. Or
right
I would have just like very early on transitioned to something else. I didn't though, because I was kind of just like, well, I've already been doing mobile for like a year, and I've got X amount of subs that are here for that, so I might as well keep going. Um, and then it's kind of become this thing now where like I'm thinking like, should I just stop? Should I just leave the 24K sub channel alone and start a new one and just focus on that, and things like that. Like it's something that I've definitely struggled with too. But I don't know. Obviously part of me does not want to abandon a almost 5-year-old channel that I've put so much time into and has 24K subs and all that. But then
yeah
at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, if I upload different content on here, is it just gonna kill it anyway? Like, so
yeah right
it's super tough, dude.
yeah. That's where I'm stuck at exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Have you guys ever tried to when you upload your video, there's a little check mark, right? You have to like check all the settings off for like your video,
Mm,
like do you want to monetize, do you want to run ads, and this kind of stuff.
yeah.
yeah
There's a little check box. There's like a little box that you have to check off, and it says like notify subscribers of your upload.
yeah
Some people recommend that you actually uncheck that box when you upload content that is outside of like your regular stuff,
Yeah.
so that only so that that video, because what a lot of YouTube gurus or whatever, and they got analytics and stuff to kind of show it, like when you upload a video and they say you notify all your subscribers, right? First of all, it doesn't even notify all your subs. It like notifies like a handful of them.
Mhm.
So like even if they have like the bell and everything all checked off, like they don't get like 100% of like your 20 something thousand subs aren't going to get that
Yeah.
notification. You know, same with me. My 9,000 subs aren't getting the notification that I'm going live. Like they don't get that notification. So what some people are saying that is like when you upload outside of your regular content to uncheck that upload or notify subscribers, so that because what happens is the people that do get the notification, let's say for like PG, right? You're a regular combat master guy, and then you upload a video about PUBG Mobile. People are gonna be like, they're gonna look at that and go, "Oh, PUBG Mobile, like I don't want to see that," and they just swipe away. So they never click on the video.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
that happens, the YouTube algorithm goes, "Okay, we showed PG's video to 1,000 people, and only 20 watched it. So that means this video isn't gonna get recommended any further."
Yeah.
So then your video just kind of falls out because the people that it does try showing it to don't click on it. They're like, it's just a video that people don't want to see, so they stop recommending it to people. So if you uncheck that, it's only going to get shown to people who are interested in that topic. So it's not going to get shown to your subscribers because usually subscribers, oh, it's not Combat Master, I'm not going to watch. But the
Yeah.
people that do search up, oh, PUBG, oh, Warzone trash talk, oh, I like those kind of videos. So if it shows that video to 100 people and let's say 50 people watch it, then it goes, okay, 50% hit on that video. Let's show it to another 100 and then another 1,000. And it just kind of goes up from there because it's only being shown to people that are interested in that content. And that kind of helps build you up in other topics. Because I've tried that a couple times and it surprisingly worked.
Really?
It is I uploaded random stuff. Like I uploaded like just like trending topics or something. Like when the Dr. Disrespect stuff happened, I uploaded like some shorts on it and like 6,000 views. It's a YouTube short, but it's something that's totally out of the ordinary from what I upload on this channel. And then
Yeah.
I got like a handful of subs off of that, you know. And then I'll
Mm.
upload like another random video. Then I tried it with like a long form video. I forgot what it was, and I did the same thing. I unchecked the like that box or whatever, and it got like a decent amount of views. And so I think that might be a strategy. If you guys aren't doing that, maybe try it once or twice just with your like random topics. But then but then what sucks too is that like I've tried topics, like my most recent was like Bloodstrike, and like I've been covering Bloodstrike since the game was like an alpha, beta, early testing, live streamed it, made videos on it. I had videos like just a couple months ago that got decent views, especially during like the Warzone drama. So I was like recommending people play Bloodstrike because Warzone was, trash. Warzone Mobile was trash. And so those videos are getting good views. And then like when Bloodstrike got a new update, the Zombie Royale thing, I was like, okay, cool. This is something within my niche. I've been uploading about this game. Let me upload it. You know, published it to subscribers, and then I got like 200 views on it. And I'm like, bro, the last one did like 10K, 8K, 6K, whatever it was, and I'm like only 200 views on this one, and I'm like, bro, what did I do wrong? I'm like looking at the thumbnail, I'm looking at the keywords, I'm like, I don't know what happened, but this video did not get pushed out, and no one watched it. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's tricky, and I think I don't know, man. Like if you want to make content, like if you want to experiment with something, maybe try unchecking that subscriber thing so that your videos only get pushed out to people that are searching up that topic. It's recommended to people that are interested in that topic. And it's something that I might start doing a little bit more because I really haven't been mobile gaming. The only mobile game I play is COD Mobile. And I was trying Warzone Mobile, but the game is like no one likes it, no one plays it.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty in general, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but like if you go to like any big YouTuber, like Call of Duty YouTuber, all of their videos are all negative. They're all negative, like
Oh,
they're
I
talking
get.
about Call of Duty in a negative light. They're pointing out the flaws, what's wrong with it,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
broken with it. Because right now, like a good portion of the community doesn't like what COD's doing, right? Because we just got the Black Ops 6 integration. So people are like that, like the Modern Warfare 3 integration. Like everyone's like upset. Oh, no, the game doesn't work. So like a lot of the content creators, they're uploading stuff, painting COD or pointing out the flaws, the negatives, and all those negative videos are like driving views. And there's a COD YouTuber where he's also like a mobile YouTuber. His name is Shady. The real Shady, I think, or something like that. He's like I think he's Pakistani. I'm sorry if I think, but he's like Middle Eastern, right? So he kind of has like this whole like Habibi bit, right? Like he's like, oh Habibi, Habibi this, Habibi that, and you know, but I believe he's based in the U.S. I believe, or the UK. But he tweeted out something like, I just did a video on Warzone talking about or like a good gameplay or whatever like that. And he goes, and I got 0 views. He goes, apparently the only way to get views on Call of Duty right now is just to make negative videos. And he put like LOL, LOL, LOL. And then he followed that up with videos actually talking crap about COD, and then his views were up. So
Yeah.
even if it's
Yeah.
not one, it's sometimes you got to look at like, oh, maybe that's why my COD video didn't do well, because COD people don't want to see me have a good time in COD. They want me to point out what sucks about the game. That's what people are looking up. Am I the only one having a bad time with this game? But it's like that's why I always thought was funny when we played COD together or Warzone. Like we're just laughing the whole time. We're having a good old time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we were to like upload that video, it probably wouldn't do well. People would be like, "Oh, I don't want to see these dudes laughing. What the hell? I don't want
Yeah.
to see this gameplay." It's like
Yeah.
I want to see someone point out why the audio sucks, why I'm getting bugs, why this, why that, and all those videos. Like if it's J God, anybody, they're always talking bad about the state of Call of Duty, and their views are like through the roof, bro. They're getting like
Yeah.
40K, 100K, 90K.
Yeah.
And it's not really my style. I'm not the
I
game
know.
basher guy, It's like I just
Yeah,
want to
me
have
either.
fun.
Yeah. I have tried that thing, by the way, that setting that you mentioned. I only tried it
Yeah.
twice though, and it didn't work for me. I made I think it was like a Switch 2 leaks video on the Jaboozle channel, but I didn't select that thing. And I think after like 2 days, it had like 300 views or something. So I deleted it off the Jaboozle channel, and then I re-uploaded it on my second channel, and it got like 2K or something like that. So it actually did better on the less established channel than the much bigger one, even with that setting. And then I did that too, literally just a few days ago with I made a reaction video to The Witcher 4, and I did that. Don't send out to whatever. And after like 3 or 4 hours, it had like 5 views, and I was like, this shit is not working. So I deleted it, re-uploaded it with that setting now, the push out to subscribers, and within a minute it was already like double the views of that. So it hasn't worked for me, but maybe I just haven't done it enough, or maybe I haven't given it enough time. Um, but yeah. But going to what you were just saying, the whole like rage content and like get like talking about issues, getting people upset and stuff. I've honestly, I'm kind of guilty of doing that with Warzone Mobile, because I have made videos just trying to do normal gameplay of Warzone Mobile, like more towards like when it first released or like right before it released, and those videos always did very little views, like 300, 500, maybe 1,000. And then I'll make a video talking about the controversies, about how it's broken, about how whatever, and it's like guaranteed 5K, guaranteed 7K, guaranteed 10K. And it's just it is easier to sometimes just make that content. But one of the reasons why I stopped is just because, yeah, like I felt like I'm not really this type of guy. Like I don't consume this type of content, and then making it just for consistent views kind of started to feel like, I don't know, nasty, like kind of bad. And so I just stopped talking about the game entirely. Like after the Black Ops 6 stuff, I made a few videos showcasing the issues, and then I was kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking about the game, because I don't want to keep making these like this game is doomed type videos anymore. And I've noticed too, like what you've been saying, like those videos though do numbers with like the mainline Call of Duty games. I saw a live stream literally yesterday, and it was a guy. He had like 1,000 people in there on TikTok, and the entire time he's playing Warzone and he's just talking bad about the game. And all the comments are like, they can't fix audio, or why can't I hear this guy, or the game is running slow on my PC when it used to not run slow after the Black Ops 6 integration update. And it was just him being like, he was literally being like, type 2 in chat if you could never play this game again, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like chat, it's just like 2 2 2 2 2 2 2, and it's just like him hating on the game while he's playing it. And I'm just like, this is the content that people, this is what gets pushed out. Like, this is what people want. But I mean, I guess it's just because, rage bait sells, I guess. And yeah, it's also tough with that too, because like, if you're not that type of person, or if you like AB said, like when we play, we're actually having fun and stuff, like, it's like, you can't really make that content and expect the same kind of numbers, because the rage bait stuff is gonna do numbers, and yours won't.
Yep. People like controversy and negative stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happening right now with the whole Witcher 4 thing too. I don't know if you guys have seen, but like everyone's complaining that they first of all, that they made the main character now a girl. But that was like, if you played the third game, you know that they literally set that up. Like that was the ending, you know, like a spoiler, but that was, it was literally like it wasn't even like a figurative, like passing on the torch. It literally shows him being like, you know, you're next, kind of, and giving her the sword and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter because people can just, like, you know, blame it on like wokeness and stuff like that, and just completely disregard the books and what they set up in the previous game, and then just focus on controversy and be like, look, they're making us play as a woman, and oh, also in the previous game she's like 20 years old, so she looks really young, but this game looks like it's 20 years in the future. Look how she's aged, as if that's not like a normal thing. And I made the reaction video and I got like 100 views, and it was a positive reaction. It was like I'm excited for this, and it does horribly. And then I've seen other people too, like giving good reactions to it, or saying how it's going to be good, and they're sitting at 2K, 5K, 10K. But then you've got these videos at 100K or like 200K, and it's just like, they ruined The Witcher 4 with DEI or with wokeness, whatever. And then it's like a photoshopped version of her face that doesn't even look like her, and they've made it look, you know, noticeably worse. And then it's just them complaining the entire time, being like, you know, the gaming sucks now, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, damn, dude, like, you kind of have to be one of those type of people now, one of those type of content creators, to get those consistent views and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Sucks.
It does.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I would kind of like do the Warzone mobile videos, but kind of like laugh at it and point out how some of the stuff was broken or funny, whatever. I'm pointing it out just out of like, hey, like, I'm not making this up. Like, this game is like
Yeah.
really bad, and then like the views would be really good on it, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
sorry, Warzone Mobile. I'm like, I'm not going out of my way to point out the flaws, but like the rage baiting, like you said, like editing the thumbnail, making it look worse than it is, um, putting the words DEI in the things like that. It probably, like you said, it has nothing to do with any of that. It was literally set up in the last game that it was
Yeah.
going to be Siri is her name,
Yeah.
like that it was going to be Siri that, the successor. So like, what's the big deal? Like, if you're a
Mhm.
fan of that game, why wouldn't you be excited that the next, like, it literally continues the story? Like, what's the big deal? But it's like you
Yeah.
said, people just throwing out the buzzwords, like it's yeah. It's like you said, like the rage bait, like, oh, what? Let me click on this, let me check this out. Like, what do they
Mhm.
do? And then they watch and they're like, oh, it's a funny twist or whatever, but they got the view out of it as well, right? So
Yeah.
as long as people click on it and they watch 30 seconds, YouTube considers that a view.
Yeah.
And then it'll start boosting that video up. Oh, it got a lot of views. Let's keep recommending it, and
Yeah.
that's how they get the reviews and stuff out. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be that kind of content creator, but I mean, damn, if I can put like my funny twist on it or something and maybe sell it that way, then
Yeah.
maybe I'll have to start doing that, man. And I don't know. I'm like literally thinking like, what the hell do I got to do? What do I got to do next? I don't want to keep making videos that people don't want to watch, right? Like I
Yeah.
gotta I really don't understand. Like, I did a video on Blood Strike, a game that I've done, it's been successful, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. And it's like, damn, like, what happened? What do I do? So I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Warzone. Maybe I start doing Warzone Black Ops 6 stuff, but I don't want to be like the negative guy and like pointing out flaws. But if it's genuinely something that I think could fix the game, then maybe I will. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. But like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm really stuck. I'm hard stuck. I'm like, damn, what do I do?
I don't
Yeah,
think we all
bro.
are.
Yeah, dude. It's like,
Sounds like we're all stuck.
Yeah.
for me, it's gotten to that point where I was like, look, I don't want to make mobile content at all anymore. Like, just me, like, separate me from YouTube. I don't play mobile games in my personal life that much anymore. If I do, it's just that Pokemon Pocket game. That game I genuinely like. It's one of my most played games out of any platform right now, just because I genuinely find it fun. But besides that, I'm not playing like Arena Breakout on my phone every day. I'm not playing COD Mobile on my phone every day, even though I think it's a good game. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not playing these games. I got other platforms now. I've got like a Switch. I got a PlayStation. I got a PC now, and I realized that for the last 2 years, I've just been uploading mobile content still out of like a sense of responsibility and a sense of like not wanting to let the channel die, even because I put so much time into it.
Right.
And but it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, for the last 2 years, I've been kind of like just push through it. Like maybe you'll get, you know, that new game that comes out and you're super excited about it or whatever it is, or maybe you'll appreciate mobile games again and stuff. And it just it didn't happen over the last like 2.5 years. So I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, okay, I only enjoy this one mobile game. I'll upload it on here. I know it's going to do terrible. I know the views are going to be really, really low compared to what I normally do. And I know it might lead to people unsubscribing, but I would rather, you know, play a game that I enjoy and get those, you know, less views or whatever than to be what I was doing the last couple of months where I'm just like, let's do a Warzone mobile controversy video just to get some, you know, get these view numbers up real quick. And then maybe we'll do the 1K, the 2K view videos. And then we'll go back to another Warzone mobile, get a 10K, you know, banger or whatever. And then keep going. And it's just like, yeah, I don't want to do that stuff anymore, dude. Like I would rather just upload the, you know, whatever content it is on this channel that I want to make, and then, you know, do that Nintendo stuff that I've been wanting to do that I've been putting off for like 2 years. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it now. Like I think I was holding on too long, if anything, for the mobile stuff. And yeah, it's just crazy though. It's crazy. Like I wish I could just do whatever type of content it is that I wanted to do on this channel, and it would be good, but it's sometimes it feels like that's not how YouTube works. So then you got to do these things where it's like, okay, let me make this channel, let me upload this instead on TikTok or whatever, let me, you know, and it's crazy.
It is. Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough though, because mobile, I don't know. I feel like if you would have asked me like 3-4 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna get so many games and we're gonna get so many you know, like content just gonna be so good. And now it just looks so bleak because everything is just constantly like indefinitely delayed, or it shuts down. It immediately like flops when it releases or whatever. And then, like I said earlier, like everyone's still playing PUBG, everyone's still playing COD, and it just feels like the platform as a whole has kind of been like a stasis for like 5 years now. And my channel feels like it's been in a stasis with it, you know, and it's just like,
Yeah. There's a couple of things wrong if you look at like the mobile scene. Like from the content creator perspective, like for us that we've been doing, we did mobile because, you know, that's what we wanted to do. But like if you look at where it was, like you said, 5 years ago to where it is now, and then if you can kind of like look into the future and predict what the next year is going to look like 2025, it doesn't look any better. It doesn't look any better. And even if they do release like Rainbow Six Mobile, even if they do bring Valorant Mobile, even though those games will find their audience, from us, from our content creator perspective, I don't think if you were gonna do like a Valorant mobile video, you can't do like a one off. You have to like actively play it. You have to grind it. You have to know all the abilities. You're gonna have to know all the ins and outs of the game. It's gonna have to be like one of your main games, I think.
yeah.
And I don't think I'm that guy. I'm not going to be playing Valorant mobile. I'm not going to be grinding Rainbow Six mobile. I'm not going to stay consistent playing those games. So there's no way that I can make videos on those games and come across like an authority figure, right? You kind of have to know what you're talking about, and I'm not going to know what I'm talking about with those games. So if I were to put my eggs in that basket, I'm gonna be like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make content for the next coming years unless I'm doing like negative videos. Like if the games suck, then I can make videos on that. Oh, look how bad this game is. But again, I don't want to be that guy either. So if I look at the next year, mobile gaming probably not going to be all that great. And we're going to be doing what, the 6th year of COD Mobile, the 8th year of PUBG Mobile. You know, those are the only games that really excel.
Yeah.
And then or have a community, right? Active community. And then you also got to look at it for, you know, our growth, our own growth, right? Our own livelihood. The CPM, the money that you get out of mobile games is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
People ask me, they're like, "Oh, how much money do you make on YouTube, bro?" I literally make $1 for every 1,000 views. If I make a 20,000 viewed video, bro, I just made $20. I mean, that's like one meal from McDonald's. You know what I mean? I just put in 7 hours of editing to make $20, and that's just one video. And then none of my videos get 20,000 views. Like I get consistent, maybe 1,000, 2,000 views. I just made $2, bro,
Bro,
for 4 to 6 hours
On
of
the
work.
lowest end. That
yeah,
CPM is the lowest end. It's like
bro.
$1 to like $30, and that's like on the lowest end.
Yeah, gaming I feel can be very hit or miss. Obviously depends on games, but the gaming is usually seen as like one of the lower ones, but mobile gaming specifically, dude, is super low. Like you're talking like like the lowest end, $1. Sometimes you might check some of your videos and you might even be in like the 50 cent, 60 cent range. It's crazy how little mobile gaming like makes that RPM or CPM, whatever it is. And I think the reason why, I was watching a video actually of someone explain it, and it was basically just saying that the rate that you get paid per thousand is based off of that's your cut basically from what advertisers are paying YouTube to advertise in your video in the specific countries that your videos are being pushed to. And mobile gaming is super popular in these countries like India, the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and these are some of the lowest paying like advertisers pay the lowest amount to advertise in these countries specifically. So it's nothing to say anything bad about those countries or anything, of course, but it's just the truth. Like advertisers pay cents on the dollar to advertise in those countries than like the United States, for example. And so because of that, our cut is super low. So yeah, like AB said, I could make a video that does, I actually made a video that has it's my highest viewed video. It's like 140K. And I checked it the other day. I've only made $90 off that video. 140,000 views, and I checked the CPM or RPM, whatever it is. I get them confused, but it was literally CPM. Yeah, it was 68 cents. So I was getting paid for that video specifically. It was 68 cents per 1,000 views, and I got 140,000 views. I didn't even get $100 out of that. Meanwhile, I'll upload a topic that is more like US based. For example, last week I made a video talking about Shroud and some dumb stuff that he said. It was like streamer drama. And so it had nothing to do with mobile gaming really. That video right now, the CPM is like $3. And it's only gotten 20K, and I've made $90 off of that video so far. So that video that has like a sixth of the views of my highest viewed mobile video, it's made the same amount of money with a sixth of the views. And like that video is like 2 years old. The Shroud video is a week old. It's gotten that success in a week versus this other thing that was way more successful view wise and made the same money. So yeah, mobile gaming specifically, I feel like that's another thing that has kind of pushed me away from the platform too, because like I know you're not supposed to do this stuff for money and stuff like that, but like I live in the real world, I've got bills to pay, and this thing consumes a lot of my time. And obviously I'm super passionate about it, and I would love for this to be the way that I make a living. But like right now it's not, because this specific like genre of gaming that we upload on, me and AB at least, it's like it's literally like the lowest paying thing that you can do almost. And I've seen videos, dude. I watched this guy. He's got a Pokemon card reselling business. So he has like a distributor. So he gets things for like way under a retail price, and then he sells it for around retail price or whatever. He's got like a seven figure Pokemon card business, and he makes talking head videos. He's literally in his basement with like all his stock and product behind him, and he's just talking like, this is how you make your own Pokemon card business, blah, blah, blah. He made a video recently talking about how much he gets paid on YouTube for his talking head videos, as well as like how much other Pokemon YouTubers make and stuff. Dude, their CPMs are like $10, $15, like $16. It's crazy. He showed off his most recent month. And by the way, he has the same subs as me. He has like 26K. So he's around my size. And he showed off a month where he had, I think he got like 300,000 views total. Like
I want to say dollars. Oh my
god. No. He got 300K views in 1 month, which is obviously that's a lot of views, but that's like that's numbers that I have been able to do in my time here on YouTube. I had a couple months where I did like above 300K, and those months I made like $300 or $400 off YouTube, which is not a lot for that amount of views. This dude was making like $3,000 to $4,000 those months because of how much higher his CPM is compared to something like mobile games. So despite being, a similarly sized channel, and despite being getting similar amounts of views in a particular month, he's making 10 times what I would make because of the subject difference. I'm doing mobile, he's doing Pokemon, and the amount they pay you for that is like vastly different. It's crazy. I saw that video and I felt so discouraged to continue making mobile content because I'm like, bro, I have to be doing 3 million views while he's doing 300K just to be able to match like his ad revenue, you know? And it just felt like, damn, like I don't know. I don't see a future in that. I don't see a future where I'm consistently able to pull millions of views in a particular month on mobile games, especially in a time period where the platform as a whole feels like it's super stagnant. And
Right.
yeah, that was another big reason why I was like, you know what, I don't really want to put that much energy into mobile specifically anymore. I'd rather, I hate to deprioritize the 24K channel, but I would rather make a new channel or focus on the second channel I already have and focus on a subject matter that's gonna, you know, potentially be a little bit more rewarding. Because yeah, dude, it's like it's not it. Mobile gaming is it's tough, dude. It's super tough.
Yeah, gaming in general, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, mobile game more so. Yeah, I totally get that. Like as far as like, you know, like the countries that mobile gaming is big in, especially like, you know, the free games and stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah, of course they're not going to pay that much for something they're not going to get a big return on. So
yeah,
that's the issue with it, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, dude, like the big mobile people, AB, like Ferg and Winsanity and stuff like that. Imagine if with the numbers that they have in mobile right now, imagine if they had that, but just in PC gaming in general. Like it would be, these guys would be obviously they're probably really well off already, but they would be so much further ahead because the subject that they're focusing on is just so low paying compared to pretty much everything else. It's crazy. Like it kind of gave me a different perspective where I'm like, damn, some of these guys with like 1 million subs, they're probably making less than these like PC guys that got like 75K, 100K, like a tenth of their viewership, a tenth of their numbers, but they're making $10 per
And they're
thousand.
also kind of like the outliers in the mobile gaming community. Like there aren't
Yeah,
too many 1 million mobile gaming channels. There's, you know, like
there's
I
like
can name the top off my head: Winsanity, Ferg, and like Exotic Gaming.
yeah, there's like three. There's like
They're
three of
the
them.
only ones that come to mind. Like English speaking, you know, mobile content. They're like the only ones. Whereas if you go
Yeah.
to like the PC side, console side, there's a bunch. There's a lot. I'm sure it's a lot more. I
There's
can name at least
thousands. Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
there's
thousands.
way more. So like there might be a there, so it's like two different communities. Like you said, mobile probably a little bit more international. You know, you're looking at like India, Philippines, China, you know, those countries. And then with like Call of Duty, Warzone, PC stuff, it's a lot more you know, Western. It's a lot more the Americas, Europe, UK. So
Yeah.
in those markets are, you know, you know, they're more profitable. The dollar goes a longer way. And I think the thing with ads too is that they also you'll get they'll run more expensive ads. Like the reason why those videos or those countries have higher CPMs is because the ads that'll run on them, they market them towards the demographic. They'll look at, you know, it's a Call of Duty. It's a more mature audience. They're between the ages of 18 and 30. Those are like the prime demographic. You know, those are people that are buying consoles, TVs, cars. They're buying more expensive stuff, so they're going to run more expensive ads on them. Whereas
Yeah.
on mobile, you know, they're going to look at like, oh, well, these are, you know, countries in other parts of the world, and they're probably more younger audience. So the kind of ads that we're going to give them are more mobile game ads.
Yeah,
So that's
dude.
the ads that are running over there. You play
Yeah.
mobile games, you're going to get mobile ads. Whereas me, like if I watch, you know, something like you know, a car video, I'm gonna get, hey, you want to buy a $50,000, you know, roadster or something, or
Mhm.
hey, you interested in getting a loan? Those are the kind of ads I'm getting, you know, so they're more expensive. You know, they're
Yeah.
gearing towards a more what do they call it? An audience that has disposable income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've seen my own ads like on my alt, or I'll see my girlfriend queue up my video on like on the TV or whatever, and my own ads are always mobile games. It's just Genshin Impact ads or Pokemon to Go ads or whatever it is. But then I watch other people's content and it's like Subaru ads or like Ford ads or like iPhone ads and things like that. And I'm like, bro, I don't get these. Like these are for sure like those higher paying, ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, I get fucking AFK journey ads or whatever it is. Like, I get those whack ass ads, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot to think about. I really hope like if we do pivot or transition to different content, for the viewers out there, for the viewers that are watching, and you're familiar with our channels and mobile content and the stuff that we usually upload on, I hope you guys can like understand and like if you can't join us on the journey, like at least understand that we've been uploading on these channels for a long time, dude. You may not have watched all of Jaboozle's content from day one, but Jab's been on YouTube for like what, 10 years now, broski?
Almost 5.
No, you've been on YouTube a lot longer.
No, I started in 2020 in the pandemic. Well, I made the channel in like 2019, but I started during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5, 6 years or so.
5
right?
years, 10 years.
Five, 6. Okay. Well, 5, 6 years, but like you weren't doing it for like you said for the money because you stuck to the mobile thing. You know what I mean? You stuck it out as long as you could.
Yeah.
Same thing for me. You know what I mean? Like I stuck it out as long as I could.
I like that you've been doing Warzone, dude, because I've always said that you, unlike me and PG, which are a little bit more like introverted and stuff, like you have a natural like personality that attracts people, and I think that's why even when you're playing Warzone, you still have the people that clearly in your chat they don't even got like a PC or a console, whatever it is, but they're still watching you. Unfortunately, me and PG were not blessed with this gift at birth like you.
Nah.
But that's why I like that you've been doing Warzone and stuff, because I feel like you could shine outside of mobile games in general, and the return might be a lot better, because obviously, like you said, you've been on YouTube what, 8 years now, and you're about to hit 10K, which is like a huge achievement. Like 99% of YouTubers that start YouTube won't ever reach that, but yeah, I sometimes I do imagine, like with you or even like with me, I'm like, where would it be if we had put in all this time and energy and effort into like something that was a little bit more, I guess, mainstream in our field, in our area, and not mobile specifically. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I like that you've been doing Warzone. I think it's super entertaining, and your numbers, dude. You used to do Warzone and you were like at like 10 concurrent, 12 concurrent. Now you're hitting like 25, 30. I think yesterday you were at like 34 for a minute. Like you're,
Wow.
yeah, like it's growing, dude. It's
all of PG's raids. He's been raiding me after his stream.
I raid
He's
you
been
with
bringing
like
all
2
his
people.
viewers over.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, and you know
I
what?
can
Like
count them all on one hand.
hey, bro, that's what we should do, man. Like honestly, like we do need to like support each other, bro. Like when we transition content or if we try something new, like hey guys, Jab is live streaming something different right now. Go check him out. Stop by, say hi, or check out his video. I try to do that kind of stuff, because it's hard for us smaller channels. I consider Jab to be a big channel, but I mean, for the smaller channels, like dude, there's no one like really. Besides Lord Heck, I mean, Lord Heck has been super supportive. He's been cool. Lord Heck has stopped by videos. Lord Heck is he's become a member. When I stop by his live streams or whatever, like he says hi, like me, like he recognizes, right? Because he was there with us and on the Combat Master grind, so he's been really dope.
I didn't even know
very
that.
few.
Yeah,
like until he told me that. I'm like, hey, Jab and AB? He's like, oh yeah, there's the homies. I'm like, oh, this guy.
Yeah, bro. He's one of the reasons why because when I was debating like should I be uploading this Pokemon Pocket content on Jaboosle? Should I just abandon Jaboosle and put that on my Nintendo channel and just focus on that and kind of just forget about Jaboosle or whatever? He's one of the reasons that gave me a bit of hope of being able to transition my current channel into like a different subject, because when you look at his second channel, the one that just hit like 100K, he was a mobile YouTuber. He had like he had those 500 view Combat Master videos, or those those 1,000 view Warzone mobile videos or whatever, and he has been able to successfully transition it to something that is 10 times 20 times more, better for him, both as like a, the mental thing where he's like, I always wanted to do this, I always wanted to be able to talk about anything and people tune in and blah blah blah. And also he's making like a killing on that channel now. And so yeah, like he's kind of giving me hope that it's like, yeah, it is possible for us to transition, do something else. We just gotta kind of put in the work and figure out what is it that that other thing is, and then kind of just stick through it. And like obviously it's not going to be an overnight success, most of the time it isn't, but yeah.
Yeah, same here. That's how, yeah, watching him and like looking at his channel, I'm like, oh, he was doing all kinds of gaming stuff, and then all of a sudden now he's just doing a bunch of like talking head videos, and like he'll stream sometimes, maybe on Twitch or whatever it is, and play some games, whatever. But that's pretty much it as far as like game stuff goes. It's him like maybe streaming sometimes, but yeah, the rest of it's just him like doing these talking videos like almost every day now.
Yeah, the way I see it too, because I messaged, I don't know if you've ever seen him on Twitter, AB. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's like it's Muazz or something like that. Muaz.
Oh yeah,
He's like that YouTube guy.
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he's always offering help.
Yeah. He's always offering help. He's always like, if you got questions about YouTube, DM me or whatever it was. He was advertising some tool for content creators to help with YouTube titles specifically, I think. And he was like, DM me if you want access to it. So I DM'd him, and I was like, yo, I'd love that, because that's something I struggle with, is like good titles. And he was like, yeah, for sure, here it is. It's like a free 60-day trial, whatever. And I also asked him about the channel, and I was like, is it even possible to change subjects on your channel to something different? Should I just be doing it on a new channel? And he actually took the time to check it out, and he was like, look, if I were you, if you can't handle like the low view number and it's going to be mentally draining on you and stuff like that, he's like, just make a new channel, because it's always going to feel better when you've got low views but on a new channel versus when you've got it on an established channel where you have that like baseline that you expect. And then he was like, but if you can stick it out and you can kind of put up with the low views for a while until you start to I guess get a new audience or transition your current audience to the new content, he's like, you can do that. Like, it is possible. He's like, if it's monetized, like that's a valuable channel, like that it takes a long time to get to that. So he gave me that advice too. So that combined with Lord Hex stuff, I was like, yeah, like I don't think I would rather sit and watch these 100 view, Pokemon Pocket videos and see if I can eventually at least try, to eventually build a community around that, than to not try and stuff. Because the last thing I want to do, of course, even though this is a mobile gaming channel, the last thing I want to do is abandon it. I spent so much time and effort into it. So yeah, those two have given me hope that like I just gotta stick it through, and it is possible, and maybe the answer isn't always to just make a new channel for a new topic or whatever. Especially, I guess, when I know you consider me big, AB, but like at the end of the day, we're all still very small YouTubers, so I feel like we still got that room for change and growth and stuff like that. But it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough. We for sure gotta like AB said, support each other. Try to like get our community to go support the others community and stuff like that, because those transitionary periods, dude, are definitely gonna be rough on like the views and stuff like that, which can be rough on the mental and stuff. So
we're in it together.
Yeah,
let's do it.
For sure. I think we're all, for sure, we're all capable of being successful in whatever direction we go. 100%. We all have it, right?
yeah.
Like I know Jab's got it, PG's got it. It's just a matter of just figuring it out, man. Figuring it out and then trying it. You got to try. That you got to try. Like that was the one thing I said for myself. I'm like, dude, if I don't start uploading videos for this 10K, like I'm not gonna get there. So then I started uploading like a bunch of videos like in a span of like a week or whatever, and then I saw the drop in the views, and I was like, oh crap. Let me pause real quick and like figure it out, because I don't want to waste my energy and my time doing stuff that I like it's not working out. Like, let me pause, let me think about it. And I just went back to streaming. I'm like, bro, streaming is so fun. But you got to try, man. You got to try and see what comes out at the end, dude, because you just can't give up on it. And if you do got to start a new channel, then that's what you got to do. But if you don't try, uploading it and see what happens, then you don't know for sure. But yeah, man, we all got it. We could do it.
This is why
Gotta
we
figure it out.
this is why we gotta get Lord Heck on, dude, because I feel like he could set us straight. I feel like he could be like, just do
Yeah.
this, just do this, and that. You're good, dude.
Well, if you kind of look at the way there's a way
How
to
easy.
pivot. There's a way to pivot and make it work, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
already doing Call of Duty Mobile. So I'm with, I consider that the Call of Duty community.
Yeah.
So now, and people always know, oh, that gun is from Cold War. Oh, that's a Modern Warfare 2019 gun. Oh, I'm excited for that Modern Warfare 3 map or whatever. And it's like, okay, so the COD Mobile community is familiar with the overall Call of Duty universe. So if
Yeah.
I play a Call of Duty game, there's going to be some overlap. If I play Warzone, there's even more overlap. There is overlap within the communities. You just got to find those people, and show them like, hey, we can do this too.
Yeah.
And then you have that group of people, and then hopefully they start sharing and spreading, and then the YouTube algorithm gets on your side, and then you can, be successful in that pivot. Like with Lord Heck, his pivot is crazy because he was like a professional dancer.
Mhm.
His channel has like almost 1 million subscribers or something like that.
Like, yeah, like 700-800K.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's huge. He's huge with
Yeah.
the dance within the dancing community. That was his job. He was a dancer, made dancing channel, and that he was successful in that. Then he started a mobile FPS channel, did Combat Master. Then he started pivoting from Combat Master to other shooter games like Bloodstrike, Warzone Mobile. And then I think at some point he realized, like, you know what? Like the mobile scene isn't really popping off anymore. So then he was like, let me do some PC gaming stuff, but I'm gonna bring the mobile twist or not necessarily the mobile twist, but he did a twist on it. He started using the
Yeah.
Nintendo controllers for the
Yeah.
motion stuff. And so that was a unique twist during his pivot. And then he blew up from there. And he was playing Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, and that was the pivot. He did an interesting pivot, but still within what he was doing. It's still first person shooter games. Plus
Yeah.
his personality, I mean, you can't beat that. And then he was
Yeah.
just bringing
Exactly.
then he was bringing consistent content, and then you see his growth, and then you're like, now then he pivoted to, now I'm gonna kind of help people because I've kind of made it to a very high point in this YouTube stuff. I could probably start sharing knowledge, and that's another pivot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so his content has always been like valuable because he was always showing something new, something interesting. And you just got to pivot in the right direction or at what the right timing as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
yeah,
smart guy.
yeah, he figured it out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's still figuring things out because he
He
said
is.
one of the videos that I saw, he was like, I don't really want to stream anymore. He's like, it's gotten so negative.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't stream. Maybe I just make videos. I don't want to deal with the negative comments and stuff, the negative streams and draining as well. He's got a full-time job now, right? You
Yeah.
know, we're all working and we're trying to do the YouTube thing on the side. It's something that we're passionate about. But I mean, there's sometimes too where I think like the only thing that kills me about doing YouTube and content stuff is like all the time that it takes away from like my family. Like Miz is in the other room, my dogs are just laying down. My brother's like, he's doing his own thing and like he hits me up like, hey, let's get together. And it's like, damn. And sometimes I know that he doesn't hit me up because he knows that I'm doing YouTube stuff. He knows that I'm
Mhm.
streaming. And that's the only thing that kills me, bro, is taking time away from like my real life, my family. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that kills me. And I'm afraid that one day I'm gonna look back and be like, dude, I wasted so much time. I would have gave it all away to just some more time with my dogs, with my family or something. But
I get like that
like
too. I
I
get.
legit keep going, but because I love it, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that eventually this comes up, like something pops off, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can take my family out on a trip. I can get us a nicer house or something like that. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm working for. That's what I'm hoping for. But it's the only thing that kills me, dude.
I get like that too, dude. I had that feeling like 2 or 3 days ago because I was editing videos because I was making a Xenojab video and I uploaded videos for this channel, and so I was on the computer for like 10 hours that day on a day that I'm supposed to have free, and I felt bad just because I was just like I could have been watching TV with my girl, we could have went somewhere, we could have done something, but I was here at the desk doing this, and I didn't get to bed until it was like midnight, and yeah, I get like that too sometimes where I'm like, is it even worth it? Like, am I gonna look back on it and be like, damn, dude, I spent so many days and so many nights just like working on this thing to get 500 views. Like, well, you know, I could have used that time for like family to do other things and stuff, but it's tough. It's tough because at the same time, I would love for this to be the way that I make money. I know you guys too. I know you guys would love for this to be the, you know, the way that you make a living and be able to support your families and stuff doing this because it's something we love. But yeah, it's definitely a time consumer, dude. It's crazy. This is why we got to get successful and then get editors and thumbnail guys. Literally just play, play and then pass it on to them. Get that shit out by 10 p.m. today, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, that's the grind though, dude. That's the grind.
It is the grind.
Yep. That's the grind.
All right, dude. This was supposed to be an hour long. I think we're.
I know.
I think let me check the recording, dude. 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah. 2.5 hours.
It was that alien talk, dude. I feel like we went into like a time warp or something. Crazy.
We'll see how the people like this podcast episode. I mean, maybe eventually, you know, we kind of put like a hard stop. Hey, we set a timer down 1 hour.
No,
You know, maybe it's more digestible that way. Maybe it's
yeah. I think
but it's not it.
I think a time limit would be better for all of us. I think we would be able to do it more consistently, knowing that like it's an hour or it's an hour and 10 or whatever it is. And also, yeah, like just like easier to digest. Like some people don't got 2.5 hours to watch or whatever. So like
I do.
Yeah, I do because I'll be editing, listening to stuff. So I'll have AB's live
I put
stream
stuff on and drive. I'm driving and I'm like that stuff playing in the background. I'm like, I want to hear
noise, yeah.
But then you gotta remember though, you and I are like heavy mobile audiences. So these are people that are used to the 5-minute matches, the 10-minute matches. They won't even play a game if it's 20 minutes long. They're not gonna watch us fucking yap for 2 hours. But yeah, I think for sure next time one of us has to just be like, I got the timer going, you know, like once it's getting close to that timer, let's
PG can be that guy.
Yeah. Give your closing thoughts and then let's wrap this shit up.
Put a big old like clock behind you, bro, like a grandfather clock.
Yeah.
And it just bangs every 15 minutes. Boom.
Once
wrap it up.
If someone pushes us past like the hour mark, I'll just start spamming the soundboard and drown them out.
There you go.
That'll just
wrap it up.
Yeah. You got to play like the music like at the award shows where they start playing music over people.
Oh, dude, that's so
wrap it up box.
That's so rude.
Wrap it up box on the spell show.
I will say though, these podcasts are very therapeutic. It's nice to talk to somebody that's going through what I'm going through.
Yeah, bro, because being a YouTuber, I think one thing we didn't touch on is like it can be very lonely because people in your real life, obviously they'll support you. And I know you guys got wives, you got, you know, siblings and stuff like that, but sometimes they don't know exactly like the stuff that you think about and the stuff that you go through to make content and stuff because they don't do it, right? They can only really, you know, be there for you and tell you that, but that's it. And yeah, like even though YouTube, you're uploading videos to like thousands of people potentially, like it can be kind of lonely, like not having someone that also goes through the same things to kind of talk about. So yeah, it could be super therapeutic, dude.
You know what's crazy is that I have like coworkers and friends and stuff. They're like, "Hey, you want to join our Minecraft realm?" And I'm like, "If I join, you're gonna see my username."
They don't
and
know.
I've had people that are like, "Oh, you play COD Mobile?" I'm like, yeah." They're like, "Add me," and I'm like, but then you'll see my username.
No. That's why I stopped putting YouTube in my name.
I don't play that game.
Dude, I stopped putting YouTube in my name because I would get people when I'd play online, I'd get people like leave a comment on one of my videos just to be like, "You sucked in that match in League of Legends Wild Rift, by the way," or whatever. And I'll be like, "Oh my god, dude," because it's just free advertising on my channel, which can be good. But it can also be like they find you immediately. Some people will look you up if you've got TTV in your name or YouTube in your name or whatever.
I swear when I stream Warzone and I kick somebody's ass, or at the end of the match, there's like an extra 4 viewers in the stream every time. I swear, it's probably the people that just got beat and they check it out and they're like, "Oh, fuck this guy, and then
Yeah.
they leave.
Yeah, I used to get that all the time, dude. I used to get that all the time. I stopped putting YouTube in my name now. Never happens.
Damn.
They love Jab.
No, they hated me.
Because he was too good.
They'd be like, "You threw that match, by the way, bro," in my comment section. It's crazy. All right, boys. I think that's a show. I know you guys are super busy. You guys got business contracts to sign. PG's got to go refuel the Ferrari real quick.
And charge the Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I need my protein.
Oh, we didn't talk about PG getting arrested.
Wait,
man.
What?
Oh, I didn't get arrested.
Totally missed that part. Damn.
No, I just had the cops
God.
show up at my house.
They showed up at your house?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I was I was trying to make content, and I was like, J5's not home right now, so I can like be loud.
Huh.
So we live in like a townhome community kind of thing. So right across from us, like we're on a corner, so right across from us there's like another house, and then we're connected to another place directly on this side. Well, I don't know if they called the police or not, but I wasn't even live streaming or anything. I was just trying to make content. So my idea was to like go into Warzone and then ask if like, people can hear me, like, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And even if they could hear me, I was still gonna act like I couldn't hear them. So I was gonna get louder and louder. So I did that. And so by the loudest I got, I was like yelling at the top of my lungs, hey, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? And I was yelling. And then all of a sudden my phone, I get a notification on my phone, I look down and we have a video doorbell. So I looked at it, I'm like, looks like the police. I'm like, I should probably go answer that. So then I got up to go to the door, and I was thinking about not even. I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't. And so I went to the door because I've been watching. So let me preface this. I've been watching a lot of the body cam videos on YouTube. Police.
Oh man.
And so I was just like, dude, I don't know if I should. I was like, forget it. So I went down there and I went and opened the door, and the cop was like standing outside of, we have like a little gate and a little patio, and he was standing outside the gate, and he was like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. Oh no, he's like, do you need help or something? I'm like, no. I can't remember exactly what he said. I have it all on video too. I'm gonna make a video out of it. But he was like, yeah, he's like, do you need help or are you okay or something? I was like, no. And then he was like, oh, because something about loud noises or something. I'm like, oh, I told him I was live streaming for some reason. I'm like, oh, I'm a live streamer. Like I was being loud and I was live streaming or something. And then he was like, oh, gotcha. And then he just turns around and walks away. And so I go back and I watch the doorbell video, and because I wanted to see exactly like what went down. And so what happens is these two cops walk up. There's one that's like standing kind of at the house on the corner, and it's like a woman cop, and these two cops walk up, but you can hear someone like repeating what I was saying. They were like, hello, can you hear me? And I'm like, who's saying that? I thought it was the neighbors, because there was like one of the neighbors was standing outside talking to somebody else. So I automatically assumed it was them that called him. So anyway, when the cop approaches the door, and he looks over at the lady cop, and he's like, hey, he's like, sorry about this. Like, and he's pointing at that other house. So I don't know if the police were already there and they heard me yelling, and then the police called the police. I don't know what happened, but so anyways, the cop comes to the door, he knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, and he like waits for a second, and all of a sudden he's like, blah blah police, welfare check. And I didn't hear any of this stuff until I saw the video, and he's like, welfare check. And then there's another cop that comes in, he's like looking through my front window. He's like looking inside, and then that's when they walk outside the gate, and then that's when I come to the door. But I noticed on the video when I watched back, the cop like that starts talking to me, puts his hand over his gun. Like,
damn.
as soon as I open the door, he's all
Oh my god!
And then,
like, hey, this dude's big. This is a massive dude. He's 6'3". He looks like a gaming OG.
Yeah,
Look at the guns on that guy.
I noticed that, and I was like, oh man. But then I noticed that the woman cop was the one that was saying, hello, can you hear me? And she was like laughing. Like she was repeating what I was saying, and like she was laughing. So I feel like she was already out there, and she heard it, and she's the one that called these guys. Maybe
Ah.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, so she was like, you could tell she was kind of grainy, can hardly tell, like you can hardly see her, but you could see like a smile on her face, kind of, and like her kind of laughing about it while she's saying it. And so, hey, I was successful. I made her laugh, so it was good. It was good content.
Almost
But
got lit up.
yeah, so I got the police like call on me for being loud while I was trying to make content. It was so stupid. I was inside my house.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's
dude.
crazy.
That's the story. Nothing crazy, but it was just funny. It's a funny
I'm
situation.
glad you're okay. Glad I didn't break your door down.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
That's why I
surprised.
answered it.
I'm surprised that they were like, hello, hello, and then they're like, all right, let's just leave the yard now. I would have thought that they would have broke that shit in to make sure that
No. Well, they didn't completely leave. They stepped outside the gate, but the guy was still standing there, and he was like looking up at like because where my office studio whatever is like on the top floor, like right at the front of the house. So he's
Gotcha.
like looking up, and like they're kind of. Then the other cops started kind of going around the side, and then
Gotcha.
that's when I came to the door, and then he came back, the other cop, and then the one that started talking to me, and then yeah. So
Damn.
it was stupid, dude. I feel like an idiot. I was like, oh man, I don't want to be one of those guys, dude. It's like I think I'm making like Shaw content where I'm just being an idiot. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
So
crazy.
They're like, oh, he's one of those annoying streamers.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. And then my neighbors, like, I'm like, they just moved in. So they're probably like, oh great, we moved in next to the guy that yells all the time and acts like an idiot.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a whole video on it at some point.
Hell
I
yeah,
have
I
like
can't
the
wait to watch that
whole
one.
video. Dude, yeah, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's funny.
All right,
Can't wait.
guys. We're gonna cut it off like 20 minutes ago, but then we started talking again.
Yeah.
But now, because I'm pretty sure at least one of these guys, probably both of them, got live streams planned, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it off. But yeah, if you made it this far in, appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you guys were entertained. If you did make it this far, let us know what your favorite topic was. That way we know who's actually sticking through this whole thing. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to sub to AB. It's getting so close to 10K subs. Make sure to subscribe to PG. He's also getting close to, what was it, 6K, 7K? 6. And don't sub to me, because you probably don't like Pokemon content.
Sub to Jab. At Jaboosle.
All right, guys.
At AB_XY. At Pickled Gamer.
All right. Appreciate everyone watching, guys. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.